And we are set to go. We welcome you back. Hollywood is not far from our site here at Angel Stadium in Anaheim as our All-Star Legends and celebrity players get ready to go in our All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball game presented by Taco Bell. Bo Jackson, how about that? You don't get to see Bo very often, but he's made a return here in this game. Gus Gossage, one of the Hall of Famers, who's on hand as well. All right, we are ready to go from the look on high. We were talking about some of the Angel players. That's Chuck Finley in the middle of your screen there, the great Angel pitcher who has come back to play in this game. It's a pretty good matchup right here. Finley and Ozzie Smith to kick this off. Walking is not permitted. And Ozzie will pop that one up to third base. And there is our first out of the game. Great to have you with us. For this is always a lot of fun. We have a great time, especially when we get a chance to interact with our celebrities and players down on the field. Fans love this event each year because it brings together personages who you don't see very often. A number of them come back year after year. We've got a 5-inning ball game. The players will bat in the lineup, even if they're not playing in the field. If there's a tie, we'll play an extra inning, followed by a home run challenge if still tied after the extra inning. So those are the rules for our Legends and Celebrity Softball game. One out here, generally high scoring, obviously, and you got some real good hitters, major league hitters in particular. And John Kruk's managing. Can only be trouble. Nevertheless, here's Jenny Finch.
That's a ball. Thanks,
and
Will.
she's also calling balls and strikes. USA National Softball Team gold medal.
I got to swing. I don't want to walk. There's no walking.
2004 Summer Olympics.
Oh, no.
And she's not going to walk. Freddie Lynn, no. Almost a collision out there. As we said, we've got microphones being worn in the American League. Gus Gossage, Bo Jackson, Maria Mendoza, James Denton. On the other side, National, John Kruk, Carter, Lopez, Jenny Finch, Andy Richter, and Mike Piazza are all mic'd. Finley. I think he was on the bag. No, pulled him off. We get our first argument of the game. Gary Carter reaches. This is what replays were meant for in important events like this. Ooh, that's a close call. Gary Carter will take it. So Carter's on, and here's Mike Piazza. And the pizza man can still hit. Mike Piazza gathers a single. Piazza's on, and runners are on at first and second.
I had to ambush him, Gary.
What?
I had to ambush him.
That was an ambush?
Yeah, swing the first pitch.
I thought that was a pretty good hit myself. Pretty good swing. You still got it. You want to come back? So Piazza's on with a base hit. Marissa Miller. She wants to be a sportscaster. If she can be a success in this game, you can do anything. At short. And we'll get the out. They bear the burden of this game that can affect their lives forever. They are the managers. Aaron.
I'm laughing at you. You should be down here, Gary. Of course.
No, I shouldn't.
All right. Well, John Kruk, Gus Gossage joining me right now. And Krucky just told me to ask you, when did you find out you were managing this?
When I walked into that room this afternoon. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm a rookie manager, but we got a good lineup, and we're going to kick some tail.
And, of course, you're 1-0 as a manager. You just told me this in this celebrity softball. You managed back in Pittsburgh, right, you said?
I forget what year, though.
Okay, all right. Well, what's the key? I mean, can you give us 2010?
Okay.
All right, any pointers for Goose?
Well, they got the home field advantage. They got Salmon and Finley, two guys that played for the Angels, so they're going to get all the cheer. Freddie Lynn, too. But I think we had a good team. I think our celebrities are better than theirs. I really do.
All right. right, we'll send it back up to you, Gary.
If you're going to have a leadoff hitter for any ball game, why not Ricky Henderson? Here he is. Ricky will lead it off here. Inducted into the Hall in '09, the all-time leading base stealer, of course, in Major League Baseball. That's what we like to see right there.
That's how we're playing today.
Jenny, not a girl.
There's no slow pitch around here.
Oh, yeah, now Ricky's into this. She should have kept the fastball going. Another leadoff homer for Ricky Henderson. Wings down. He once took 45 seconds to run out a homer. He's trying to equal that mark, but he's not going to slide this time. Ricky Henderson.
Here we go.
Jenny had him on that first pitch, too. Flaps down. No showboating there. Yeah, good call. Here's Jenny's reaction. If I only could have stayed with a fastball, it would have been great. Jenny struck out 1,208 batters during her college career. Not with that pitch, though, with the first one you saw.
I am absolutely terrified right now. I don't know if I can hit on her.
And
I don't play softball. I'm going to try.
you tell who her team is, though. Got her Red Sox hat on.
Oh,
there you go.
there it is.
Nice job. Good job. Fieri makes the play to Piazza. Guy Fieri, who's playing at second base.
Gary won the GBL championship for us at Orange County, so he makes me nervous too. And Jenny's pitching. I don't have a chance now.
He's a veteran around here.
I don't have a chance.
Go with the
A little
moonball.
high, just a little bit. But I don't want to see the windmill though, so don't bring it down.
Gotta swing that bat.
James Denton
There it is.
on the
Oh,
ground
Ozzie.
ball.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh! Piazza unable to make the scoop on Ozzie's throw.
Way too much talk. I didn't have a chance, guys. Sutcliffe jinxed me last year, and now you guys got it. At least that's what I'm going to blame it on.
And you ran that out. I mean, you hustled that out.
Well, you know, it's pretty embarrassing to dribble one down there, but at least it was Ozzie Smith, and he was nice to me.
You come back year after year.
I got the E because of his eyes.
What did you?
You have to give the E to Mike.
All right, runners on. Here's Bo.
I'm scared for my life.
Jenny's going back to the mound.
Hey, Bo.
Bo's going to get a base hit. Paul Molitor will get it back in. And runners on at first and second now.
See, Jenny?
Angel favorite. Great hand again from the Angel fans. Tim Salmon. 299 career home runs for him. Hey, Gary.
Hey,
Was that the fastest pitch you've ever caught right there?
absolutely. No question, Corny.
Kid, I can't believe you get down like that.
Well, thanks to two replaced knees. Stay in here.
I think it's foul. I think it's foul. And a souvenir.
Yeah, I'm the bionic man now, Thorny. You
Kid,
know?
I'm telling you, I just can't believe it. The way you, I think you're ready to make a return to the game.
No. That's the old style.
Okay.
The old style. I can't bend down anymore.
Okay, good.
2 strikes.
Just don't get hurt. Tim Salmon, watch the catcher. Where's he going to put the? Where does he put the glove?
I can't do that. I get booed out of the stadium if I strike him out. Oh,
Salmon, Angel crowd ready. There it goes. Goodbye.
that was for you, Angel Stadium. Other man,
Unbelievable. No wonder she moved back. You wasn't that going to hit her, Bo.
Boy, that's what I'm talking about.
Here we go. Hammer time.
So Salmon's home run makes it a 4-0 ball game. The American League on top, and Hammer hammers, and he's going to get one. Goodbye home run. MC Hammer, a.k.a. Stanley Kirk Burrow.
VP pitcher out here.
And Hammer's exactly what he did. He didn't even wait.
Who's up? Where do we go? And Raleigh Fingers, the home run leader, I think.
Someone's going to pay for this. Wow. Pretty good stride. Dead center field. So that'll make it a 5-0 lead for the American League.
There we go. That's
And that one to left is going to stay in the yard. David Nail gets it, and Raleigh Fingers is retired. One Hall of Famer taken out of there. Salmon and Hammer, Inc. home runs.
Hey, man.
He just missed. And Chuck Finley up. John Kruk, who is managing the team right now, trailing 5-0. Krucky, you got to do something here.
Well, Jenny's usually pretty good when it comes to the windmill style, Gary, but it looks like she's struggling a little bit with the, hey, look, if Hammer takes you deep, you're in trouble.
You're very supportive of your players.
Well, I learned from Larry Boa how to be positively negative.
Positively
I think
negative.
if I tear them down, I can build them back up later. It works on Jenny.
Wow. Amazing.
Duncan's looking very serious right here.
The psychological
We
effect.
might be out of this one.
Yeah.
On the inside by the plate.
Michael Duncan. Oops.
He's done.
What do you think? What a stretch. Great job.
He's done.
Yeah, it's at first base. He could catch. He can play first. He can do it all. But right now, it's a 5-0 lead for the American League.
Second base, Schwarber was there.
This place is great. How many cute guys here. Do you smell bacon? Oh, yeah. It's a bacon club chalupa. Guys love bacon.
Like, that's really gonna work. Come on.
Hi. Hey. How's it going?
Hi.
What is that you're wearing? It's intoxicating.
Taco Bell's Bacon Club Chalupa is back. Bacon lovers rejoice.
Smells good.
Welcome to Ultimate Rewards from Chase. No blackouts, no restrictions on airfare and hotels, no limits to what you can get with Ultimate Rewards. No wonder it's called Ultimate. Available on Chase credit, debit, and business cards. Chase what matters.
Auto.
Sir, finding everything okay?
I work for a different insurance company. My auto policy is just getting a little too expensive.
With Progressive, you get the name your price option, so we build a policy to fit your budget.
Wow, the price gun. I wish we had this. We just tell people what to pay.
Yeah, we're the only ones that do.
I love your insurance. Bill? Tom?
Hey, it's an office party.
The freedom to name your price. Only from Progressive. Call or click today.
Thursday, the Open Championship makes a triumphant return to legendary St. Andrews. Past Open Championship greats take on Masters winner Phil Mickelson, US Open champ Graham McDowell, and the world's elite at the sport's most storied course. The Open Championship at St. Andrews. First round coverage begins Thursday at 4 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
We got ADT because I walked in on a burglary once. The physical damage was pretty bad. The emotional toll was even worse. Our daughter had nightmares. What that robber really took from us was our peace of mind. With ADT, we got it back.
Every 15 seconds, a burglary takes place in the United States. Help protect your family with a fast alarm response of ADT. A single ADT system can help protect your home from burglary, fire, and carbon monoxide. When an alarm is received, ADT can call the local authorities for help. And you get this monitor protection plus great local service, all for about $1 a day. And only ADT offers a theft protection guarantee.
Take it from me. The time to think about a security system isn't after something bad happens. It's before.
Call now and save over $250 when you buy ADT's family package. And ask about our new technology, like our keychain remote. ADT, always there.
Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game is presented by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And in part by Chase Blueprint. Create a plan to manage your finances on your terms with Blueprint from Chase. Learn more at chase.com/blueprint.
Nothing like it, Southern California. You can be out there on the pier, on the beach, or right here at Angels Stadium. And we continue with our Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game. The long ball adding up here for the American League as they get 5 runs in that first inning. Well, the National League, the visiting team in this ball game, has got to answer it. And Dave Winfield is going to be coming to the plate.
All right, guys, you ready?
Hall of Fame in 01 for David. A 12-time All-Star, 7-time Gold Glove winner. Looks like John Kruk may be taking an at-bat as well. Covering, go head for cover. Chuck Finley, a smart pitcher, delivered and then ducked behind the mound.
I won't go up the middle.
I've seen a couple of pitchers who are worried about getting hurt. You can understand why.
Oh, no.
And that ball's going to fall in for a base hit.
Thank you, Rolly.
I want to remind you, the ESPYs returns to ESPN on Wednesday Night Live from L.A. As Saturday Night Live, Seth Meyers will host the 18th annual ESPYs. Lead fans through the year's best plays, biggest upsets, and most outstanding performances across all of sports. The 2010 ESPYs, presented by Capital One and Castrol Edge on ESPN. That's Wednesday at 9 Eastern. That ball's got to be taken to the gap. That's a pretty good hit. John Hamm from Mad Men is going to get an RBI as Dave Winfield will cross the plate, and it is a 5-1 game. Well, Winfield is in. Ham's got the hit. And here they come, the National League, under the auspices of the great John Kruk, manager. And here he is. John, what are you looking for?
I hope a pitch I can hit, Gary. That's not it, though. I hope it's something that hits my bat, to be honest with you.
You want to pull or go the other way?
Pull it. Oh, not there. That's a knock, though. That's a knock.
That's a knock, baby. That's a knock.
That's a knock.
That's an RBI knock. Great swing.
Hey.
Dougie, tell us, how'd you do that now? How'd you do that?
When did you start throwing that changeup? I just wanted to see Bo. I haven't seen Bo in so long. I wanted to come see.
Well, say hi.
Are we not in the lead?
No, you all don't have the lead.
Hi, Mario.
5-2. John Kruk's team making a magical return here in the second inning. Mario Lopez.
Hi, Mario.
So I guess you've gone into the second phase of your managing. This is now being supported. So far it isn't working. There's one.
Gotcha, Timmy.
How about that, getting the lead runner?
Hey, hello, Slinger. This is great, huh?
Denton made the play. It's short.
Put some meat on it at least. Thanks you. What's up, Bo?
Joshua Watley over there at third.
Can we steal? Can we steal? That don't hurt. I don't know the rules. Come on, guy.
That's going to fall in for a base hit, and Kruk's team has loaded him up. Guy Fieri gets the base hit.
That was a lucky hit.
I think everybody wants to visit Bo.
That was a lucky hit. Real lucky.
Everybody's stopping at
with
first
all your
base.
talents in the kitchen, I thought you would have hit a frozen rope over.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I want to take it easy. They said, take that first one.
Now, Steve Garvey has brought along a designated runner. Sean is his son. There he is. So Sean's going to do the running. Now, Sean, you got to presuppose that your father's going to get a hit. And he's got the bases loaded. 5-2 American League on top. Very tense moment, as you can see. And Denton dives. Whoa! Watley came up with the ball. Fine play made. How about that combination? Denton and Watley at short and third, showing some defensive prowess here in the inning. And Steve Garvey's son got to stand at home plate and watch his dad do this. Look at this. She cut her right off. And then made the play at second base. That'll end any chance to get more in the inning. But a little comeback underway here. Now let's get down and join Aaron Andrews.
All right, Gary, thanks so much. Maybe the loudest ovation, Tim, when you were announced. Were you anticipating that at all?
Well, I've been here a couple days, and if any indication, I kind of had an idea that it might be something like that. But, you know, we're home cooking, you know. Angel fans, I mean, they're so great, and they've really treated me well over my career. And, you know, I'm always shocked when I get it, but it's nice to have it in retirement.
You were talking about this just a bit ago, just how crazy it's been for you since you've been back. What's it been like?
Well, I've been involved in everything, and, you know, I told these guys, I said, hey, I'll do whatever you want to be any part of this All-Star event because, you know, I never got to experience it as a player. So whatever I can do to experience it and be part of it, I'm taking it all in. It's been busy, though.
Hey, you got a home run here, and you're breaking a sweat, man. You're having some Gatorade. How you doing?
Hey, you know, it's the most activity I've had in years.
Thanks. All right, Gary.
Thanks, Aaron. More action coming up in our Taco Bell's Legends and Celebrity Softball game.
Don't take the trip or even buy the camper without Blueprint from Chase. Create a plan to pay off large purchases and save money on interest. Does your credit card have Blueprint? Design your plan at 866-BLUEPRINT.
You never thought of yourself as a food critic. You also never thought it'd be as easy as, you know, you've never been able to do so much with something so small. The HTC Aria, exclusively at AT&T.
Don't fix the leak or anything in the house without Blueprint from Chase. Create a plan to pay off large purchases and save money on interest. Does your credit card have Blueprint? Design your plan at 866-BLUEPRINT.
What happened to tequila? These days, it's all velvet ropes and posturing. I don't know about you, but when I drink it, I really like to kick back and be myself. Oops. 1800 tequila. Change the game.
Has won the game. He strikes out the side. He brings his total to 14.
History on MLB Network.
Dallas Braden has thrown a perfect game. A perfect game. Roy Halladay. Unbelievable. Go to findmlbnetwork.com for your channel number.
We got ADT because I walked in on a burglary once. The physical damage was pretty bad. The emotional toll was even worse. Our daughter had nightmares. What that robber really took from us was our peace of mind. With ADT, we got it back.
Every 15 seconds, a burglary takes place in the United States. Help protect your family with a fast alarm response of ADT. A single ADT system can help protect your home from burglary, fire, and carbon monoxide. When an alarm is received, ADT can call the local authorities for help. And you get this monitored protection, plus great local service, all for about $1 a day. And only ADT offers a theft protection guarantee.
Take it from me, the time to think about a security system isn't after something bad happens. It's before.
Call now and save over $250 when you buy ADT's family package. And ask about our new technology, like our keychain remote. ADT, always there.
At Subway restaurants, if you've got $5, then you've got lots of options. Because right now, $5 gets you one of 8 regular 6-inch fresh value meals with chips and a drink. Or one of 8 regular footlong subs. That's one of 8 regular 6-inch fresh value meals with chips and a drink for only $5. Or one of 8 regular footlong subs for only $5. So if you're hungry and you've got $5, then you've got a lot of options. Subway, eat fresh.
A BlackBerry smartphone from iWireless lets you get emails, stay organized, listen to tunes, watch videos, IM with friends, take and share pictures, surf the web, download apps, and much more. So no matter what your lifestyle, BlackBerry connects you to the things you need and love. Right now, get a great deal on a new BlackBerry Bold. Plus, save every month with iWireless Complete plans, all with a risk-free guarantee. BlackBerry from iWireless. Why pay more? Seriously, why pay more?
Welcome back. We're moving ahead in our coverage of the Taco Bell Legends and Celebrity Softball game. Great crowd on hand to watch these celebrities and players, and John Kruk for that matter. Here's Paul Molitor. Molitor entering the Hall of Fame in 2004. One of the game's all-time great hitters. A lifetime .306 batting average. And when you play for John Kruk's team and you're a Hall of Famer and your batting average is .306 with 3,000 hit clubs, 3,319, you get to bat 13th in the order. Way to go, Krucky. Down the line the other way. Maybe it's going to be a fair ball.
That's why, Gary.
And Molitor goes into second. And again, Kruk's magnificent managing paying off here.
Gary.
John.
There's certain ways to make out a lineup, and you have to figure who's going to make the last out of the second inning so your best hitter can lead off at all costs. And that's what I just did right there. That's genius managing to have Paulie Molitor hitting 13th so he can lead off in the third inning. Now Andy gets him over. Ozzie brings him in. It's a 2-run game. We're right back in it.
Unbelievable, John.
I don't know what I'm saying, Gary, but I believe in it.
No, well, I've heard you do video games, so I know that. There's a base hit into left field, and it's working. You see, he's moved him up again. Andy Richter.
Now top of the order.
See?
On and get Jenny on.
First and third. Set the stage for Ozzie. It's hard to believe that this much managing goes on in this game. Yet Kruk is proving otherwise. And now Ozzie, if all goes well, will deliver an RBI base hit. And he does. Unbelievable.
Watch out, Bo! Watch out, Bo!
Oh, Dougie! Goodbye! Home run! Way to go, Jen!
What you got? That was a good one.
I ain't not falling apart.
Thank you. Good job, Jen.
Well, Gary Carter will stand in.
If I don't get one,
Get one straight.
Is that what you...
Hey, that was pretty good, kid. You used to do that yourself.
If you don't get a home run and Jimmy Finch got one, you're not a Yankee, you're not a Met, you're a Yankee.
Oh, no! Finley! Oh, is he going to hear about that? Jenny Finch homers and the kid? Well... Once again, the great managing John Kruk wondering who's up next. He's the manager who made out the card.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you had the set on there.
I got 14 people, Gary.
John.
I have trouble enough with one.
Where are you? What's going on down?
I got 14 guys. I mean,
I understand.
And my cleanup hitter just swung and missed.
I understand. If it was 9, it would be different. But 14?
Gary, honestly, if it was 2, I wouldn't remember the second one. That's only if the other one was me.
Jenny Finch. What are you waiting on, Mike?
I know this one.
Jenny Finch.
Oh. Nobody wanted that ball caught more than Piazza. Now he's got to run.
Whoa, come on, man. You got to catch up. That hurts.
Bo's hurt.
That hurt. Time out. Man, that hurt.
They're going to charge him with an error.
He's out! He's out!
Oh, the hidden ball trick. Hidden ball trick. Where's the umpire? They caught the umpire.
Time out. Call time.
Piazza's claiming there was timeout. Did anybody...
I got him.
Come on, dude. He's got to be on the rubber.
You don't know first. No, you don't know.
He wasn't on the base.
Watch this. Hands the ball over. Oh, wait a minute. He didn't. He's taking it back. Piazza.
He wasn't on the rubber, Gary.
Oh, you're right. He wasn't on the rubber. There you go. There's the ruling. Official ruling. Instant replay showing you Bo Jackson's attempt.
That's excellent.
This is 2 outs.
great try it was.
Number 2,
Marissa.
Marissa Miller.
Oh, catch it, go get that, Michael.
Grounded the third in her first at bat. Six-5 game now. The National League has come back after trailing 5-0 to take this one-run lead. Chuck Finley knocks it down. One hops it to second. The sidearm to first. Won't be in time.
I'm just going to say Jenny Finch. Jenny. Oh, no.
And that one's going to be to center. Hauled in. Each of the hitters that came up that inning were reminded of the fact, as Freddie Lynn brings the ball back in, that Jenny Finch delivered a home run, and none of them did. 6-5 National League. Major League Baseball is proud to support Stand Up to Cancer. Visit standuptocancer.org to learn how you can help us in the fight against cancer. Our All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball game underway here at the home of the Angels. And a 6-5 National League lead as we go to the bottom of the third inning.
These are the biggest dimples I've ever seen behind home plate.
Oh, he hit it good.
And short hopped.
Check him out.
It's going to be a single. Marcus Giamatti.
Hey, this is their World Series,
it's
man.
a base hit. Almost.
Check that out.
Almost. Making a claim, but not accepted by the umpire. It's a pretty good chance. And a pretty good knockdown.
All right.
David Nail almost. Here's Goose. Takes one on the backside. Never felt a thing.
Going right at you.
I'm coming out next time, Jenny.
All right, here we go.
All right, Goose.
9 times to an All-Star game. The Hall of Fame in 08 for Goose.
Oh, there it is. Roll it up. Roll
Got the
it up.
ground ball.
Oh.
And get the force out at second base.
What was that, Oz?
Ozzie had a little trouble getting out of the glove. And Ricky Henderson, he had a home run his first time up, leading it off with a homer.
Are you still built the same? After all these years, man. Oh, no. Are you still built the same? Okay, babe, pop it.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Maybe. Goodbye. Home run. Another one. This could be an addition of Dancing with the Stars, watching him round the bases. 2 home runs in the ballgame for Ricky Henderson. Jenny, don't you want to just wind up and throw that fastball?
Yes, very much so.
Go ahead.
My neck is hurting from
Watching?
turning around, yes.
That's probably more home runs than you gave up in your entire career.
No good. I know that after my fast pitch days are over, I'm not going into slow pitch.
Okay. James Denton.
Oh.
I want to. I just couldn't reach it. I don't think I've gotten a hit since I started wearing a microphone. Or maybe it's Jenny.
Sure, blame it on the booth. Our Iron Man. He's got a base hit.
Settle for that. I tell you what, I think I was 0 for the last 2 years. She scares me. I don't want to hit against her.
You're waiting for that one live one, aren't you?
I know.
See, they're all afraid, Jen. They're afraid you're going to wind up and let one go.
Afraid? The only person to be afraid is me.
No.
I'm 40 feet away.
I understand that.
Can I get a mouthpiece and a face guard and I don't know.
Here's Bo.
Here we go, Bo. Don't kill me.
Now, Bo promised in his first at bat he would not hit one back up through the middle.
And I'm not going to hit Jenny today.
You're not going to hit Jenny?
No, I would never do that.
Okay.
He's also going to wash it off. There it is.
Bo knows. Don't have to worry about that one, Jen. Oh, my gosh. Almost on the warning track. The real one. Watch how far he hits this. Look at that cut. Oh, my. There goes another one. And that one's out of here. Tim Salmon. That is his second home run. Boy, this team really loaded up on the long balls.
Corked, and there's some fishy stuff going on in the dugout there. That boy Timmy. Brother.
Back to back to back.
Good looking swing you got.
Here we go. Oh!
That one is in play.
That way.
And handled for the out.
That's great. Let's get it back.
Bo Jackson delivers yet another long ball. And again, the American League with a big inning. They extend their lead to 10-6.
Here's the thing. You love a ton of food, but hate blowing money. Taco Bell's $5 box. Cue Angel music. A bacon-tastic bacon club chalupa, bean burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twists, and a medium soda, all for just $5. Boom!
After using Rogaine for a while, I went to my stylist and she said hair was growing back. I was like, yes, this works.
Only Rogaine is proven to regrow hair in 85% of guys.
And that's it.
Stop losing, start gaining.
A real national pastime, saving money. And like baseball, people love their stats.
I started bringing my lunch to work. $50 a week in my pocket.
Here's a good one. State Farm insures 40 million drivers, more than Geico and Progressive combined.
I save because I'm accident-free.
Of course, with so many ways to save, including discounts of up to 40%, having that many customers shouldn't be a surprise. So ask a neighbor about State Farm. Then call an agent at 1-800-STATE-FARM or go online.
It's the Fusion Pro Glide Challenge. Woo! Hey, man, how you doing? How's your shave?
Kind of like tugging and pulling.
See how shaving can cause irritating tug and pull?
That's why Gillette's introducing the revolutionary new Fusion Pro Glide.
It glides, like literally.
Now Fusion Pro Glide has been engineered with Gillette's thinnest blades ever, so it glides for less tug and pull. Turns shaving into gliding and skeptics into believers. New Fusion Pro Glide. And warm up before you shave for incredible comfort with new Pro Series Thermal Scrub.
Gonna try an old sand trap shot here. A little more dirt than ball.
That looked like a slice to me. You need to bend your knees a little more. Keep your head down.
I am wearing a spacesuit.
Just trying to help.
One more. Miles and miles and miles.
There you go. Regular Chichi Rodriguez.
There aren't many of us who use a cell phone just to make phone calls. But when AT&T or Verizon offer you an unlimited plan for $69.99, that's all it's good for, phone calls. With Sprint, for the same price, you get unlimited text, unlimited web, and unlimited calling to every mobile phone in America. Now that's more like it.
$69.99 for unlimited text, web, and calling to any mobile in America. Only from Sprint.
And we welcome you back to the 2010 Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game from Angel Stadium. It's brought to you by Taco Bell. Home run derby going on here. Chuck Finley on the mound here. 10-6 lead now for the American League going to the fourth inning. David Nail, Missouri native. Kennett, Missouri, about 3 miles south of St. Louis.
Right there, baby. Easy out. Strike.
High school catcher.
Let's go, baby. Ain't nothing. I don't even know who
Debut
he is.
album, I'm About to Come Alive. A couple of great singles came off that for David. And goodbye. He's got one. Single his first time up. This one's out of the yard. John Kruk continues to manage from behind, getting the people to the plate that he wants at any given moment. David Nail makes him look good. That'll bring up John Hamm. Didn't know this was going to be another home run derby, but that's what it's turning into. John Hamm up.
7, we're good.
The Mad Men had an RBI single, first time up, knocked down. And a wicked good throw near nobody. Get out of the way. Tim Salmon at second base.
How do you like the infield, Tim?
That's not my fault. That's not my fault.
A reminder, the Open Championship comes to ESPN. All 4 days of action live from the Old Course at St. Andrews. Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Lee Westwood will headline a field swinging for the Claret Jug. The Open Championship first round on ESPN Thursday from 4 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. A 10-7 ball game, and John Kruk to help his team. Manager always wants to show that he's the leader. Lead by example, as John has put it in his wonderful book, Managing. Well, maybe not.
Catch it. I'm just checking. I'm just checking. Finley, please.
Way to slam it, Cruggy.
Boy, they told me not to use bad words. Sorry, Shane, my fault. I got to keep it clean. How many outs?
You're asking the opposing team how many outs, John. Run. Mario Lopez delivers the base hit.
I was hoping you threw it. If you didn't throw that thing, I didn't think Bo would catch it, to be honest with you. I would have
Guy Fieri had a single his first time up. 3 shows on the Food Network. I like the diners, drive-ins, and dives, especially the dives.
Let's turn 2 here. Let's go. Strike.
You find some places to eat and food to eat no other human being in the world would ingest. Two on here. It's a big at bat. Finley trying to get an out.
Strike.
Whoa.
What are you waiting on? Swing the bat.
And he did.
Give him another high one. Finley, give him another high one. You got to strike out.
John Kruk recovering at second while Bo hollers in.
Yeah, hold out there. Strike out.
Fieri.
Got 3.
2 outs. 2 outs.
2 on, 2 outs.
It was only 1 out.
That's 2 outs.
2.
Steve Garvey, his son, is ready to run. He was the last time, but a line ball out prevented Sean from having a chance. Now 2 on, 2 down for Garvey.
Come on, 2 outs, man. 2 outs. Straight.
Bo is very active in this game. Right off the end of the bat, almost hit his son. It's not right. Flatley's got it. Got a force out on Kruk. Makes him run and then tags the bag. Oh my gosh, he slid. Oh, pick him up. Holy cow.
They did before.
Came in like Ty Cobb. Opposing manager Goose Gossage protecting his players.
Don't take the trip or even buy the camper without Blueprint from Chase. Create a plan to pay off large purchases and save money on interest. Does your credit card have Blueprint? Design your plan at 866-BLUEPRINT.
Well, I got the course designs from a very reliable source. Otherwise, I wouldn't believe it either, trust me. Now, you've seen these rally cars in the middle of nowhere, but in an urban setting, no way. Putting this in metropolitan Los Angeles is crazy. I mean, I've taken the liberty of rendering it all out here. I should say I wouldn't want to be that guy.
Nobody sees X before it happens at X. X Games 16 starts July 29th on ESPN. Presented by Ford.
Watch this.
it's a pretty big deal.
Looking for life insurance can feel like a jungle of ifs. If I'll finally get the coverage my family deserves. If it's something we can afford. To steer clear of the confusion, go to MetLife.com. In less than 5 minutes, you'll get straight answers, like how much life insurance you really need and how much it costs. So no matter where you end up buying, you'll make the best decision for your family. Get guarantees for the if in life from MetLife. Build your safety net with $500,000 of coverage for around $20 a month.
Don't fix the leak or anything in the house without Blueprint from Chase. Create a plan to pay off large purchases and save money on interest. Does your credit card have Blueprint? Design your plan at 866-BLUEPRINT.
In baseball, fireballers become great legends. Pitchers who light up the crowd and the radar gun. Now, rookie Steven Strasburg has ignited the return of precision and power, sparking a fever pitch wherever he goes.
There's a mystique about the flamethrower.
And whenever he throws.
Steven Strasburg, 14 strikeouts, including 7 in a row.
This is beyond heat. This is beyond baseball.
And we are ready to go in a home run derby here. 10-7, the American League leading it and batting in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Jenny Finch on the mound. And Raleigh Fingers will stand in.
Strike.
341 saves for Raleigh Fingers. Got that one in, and he's got a base hit. Flied out his first time up. Picks up the hit here, and it's going to be a leadoff single. MLB All-Star Red Carpet Show. It's presented by Chevrolet on the MLB Network at 4 p.m. on Tuesday Eastern Time. And the 81st MLB All-Star Game. That'll be on Fox, 8 p.m. Tuesday night.
You gotta get it there.
And that one should be catchable. Chuck Finley, who had a single his first time up, flies out to center. Palmoliver there to haul it in and get the out. Your first time around. Michael Clark Duncan. How are you?
I'm all right, baby. I'm going to do something.
Very well.
I owe you one.
You were doing a lot of talking. You were doing a lot of talking behind the plate. Can you get one now?
He's a football guy. The other fella, he's got superpowers. There it is.
Michael, did you know that Jenny Finch had a home run?
I don't care about that.
Well, you were telling everybody else you did.
I don't care about
Come
that.
on now. Jenny had a home run.
What you got, big guy?
What's he got? Oh! And a force out at second base, and what a play at second.
Oh, and he's going too. Big boy can run.
And he'll stay at second.
Good player. Good. There you go.
Number 32.
Quentin Aaron.
No.
From the blind side.
Let's go, Quentin.
Big hitter. Umpire didn't even see it.
I was taking Raleigh out in the middle of the inning.
That would be nice. Give us
And he's got 2 outs here. She was uncertain about that pitch. It's going to find the Bermuda Triangle. The area over to get it. We don't want a collision at the plate. And we won't have one.
Hey, baby.
He's got to go get his shoe, though.
You saw that.
Boy, it's a tough game.
You saw that speed. You saw the speed. Catch the play.
Duncan scores.
That'll be good.
And all the way down to second base after picking up the base hit. Jenny Finch trying to find the 3rd out here. Kevin Frazier, currently the weekend host of Entertainment Tonight. And a hard hitter. The catcher's worried there's going to be a play at the plate. There's not. There may be one at second. There is. Wow. Ozzie slapped the tag down there. Pretty good one, but not quite. So Frazier goes to second. Quentin Aaron stays at 3rd. As you can tell, one of the rules of this game is sliding's prohibited. That's why we've seen so much of it. Ozzie, not quite. That's going to be an RBI. Quentin Aaron will score
Don't even think
as
about
he
it.
meanders in. Natasha Watley ends up down at second base. It's 12-7. And here's Freddie Lynn. Freddie had a single. He's got a couple on in scoring position here against Jenny Finch.
Oh.
Hey, Goose, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey Gary, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
How about that base running, buddy?
I was going to say, that was thunder all the way around.
I tell you, I want a raise after this game.
You've done a heck of a job. You are loaded.
I've outmanaged Crookie, man.
You have.
Hands down.
I hate to say that, but I think you're right. You may have just done it again. Dave, don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Gary.
You've been teaching home runs here, Goose.
What's that, Gary?
You've been teaching home runs, apparently.
Oh, my. Swing.
Oh, my gosh. Did you ever get him out?
What was that, Gary?
Did you ever get Bo out in a ball game?
You know what? I never got to face Bo, thank God. Or he'd have me in his book, too.
Man, oh, man. Freddie Lynn gets it done. Goose, you're doing a heck of a job. Keep managing, will you?
Yeah. Hey, Crookie, man, doesn't stand a chance.
It is a 15-7 lead. The American League over the National League. Goose over Crook.
Sir, finding everything okay?
I work for a different insurance company. My auto policy is just getting a little too expensive.
With Progressive, you get the name your price option, so we build a policy to fit your budget.
Wow, the price gun. Wish we had this. We just tell people what to pay.
Yeah, we're the only ones that do.
I love your insurance. Bill? Tom?
Hey, it's an office party.
The freedom to name your price, only from Progressive. Call or click today.
Well, I got the course designs from a very reliable source. Otherwise, I wouldn't believe it either, trust me. Now, you've seen these rally cars in the middle of nowhere, but in an urban setting, no way. Putting this in metropolitan Los Angeles is crazy. I mean, I've taken the liberty of rendering it all out here. I should say I would not want to be that guy.
Nobody sees X before it happens at X. X Games 16 starts July 29th on ESPN. Presented by Navy.
Our motto is, so others may live. You're putting yourself in a situation of great risk for the purposes of saving somebody else. It's gonna happen. That plane's gonna go down. That boat's gonna sink. I want to be that person that's out there. I got the best job in the Navy.
You could say I've had a few hard knocks in life. Hi, I'm Matt Hughes, 9-time MMA champ and proud motorcycle owner. In my line of work, one bad decision cost me the match. On the road, it could cost me my life. Most motorcycle crashes are preventable. It's simple. Wear the proper riding gear, make sure other vehicles see you, and never drink and ride.
Daddy, come back safe.
I ride safe. What's your excuse?
I've talked a few times about getting a new car, and I never expected it to go almost 10 years now and over 244,000 miles. I couldn't have asked for more for my money.
While the value of a Toyota may last, the amazing deals and great selection won't during Toyota's National Clearance Event. Hurry in and lease the 2011 Camry with 0 down and 0 drive-off for just $259 a month. Or take home Camry with an incredible 0% APR for 60 months. Toyota, value to move you forward.
And we welcome you back to the 2010 Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game, Angels Stadium. It's brought to you by Taco Bell. And there are bellwethers in the world, as you know. If the sun comes up, it's probably not going to rain at that moment. Well, Major League Baseball, the American League, has not lost in its last 13 All-Star games. There was a tie involved. Celebrity Softball, the National League. Well, the American League is leading here 15-7. So clearly things are changing.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Molly will pop that one up. And there is the first out. Tasha Watley back to get it. Played a strong third base.
You know this is it, right?
Crucky, you're in dangered land here. What are you going to do?
Gary.
Yep.
There are a lot of managers like to be 500.
Yep. Are you one of them?
No,
No.
Let's go, Maria. Stay well, stay well. Right there, out.
Oh! Andy.
That was a good one, man.
Andy. What was that?
That's where they play on the north side. They ain't got no heart like the south side, baby.
That was just to loosen him
Do it
up.
on the north side. Swing.
And there you go. He's got a base hit. Bucky's going down the line, getting it going.
Why? I almost got her, too.
Being congratulated by his players, even though they're behind. Isley back at the top.
That's all right.
Knocked out an RBI single.
Hustle play. Oh, my God. If I didn't think for a split second, oh, man. Come on, he ain't got nothing.
And that's going to be a base hit.
No big thing to win the Olympics.
Jenny's already helped her own guys as a pitcher, a 3-run homer. Put him on top 6-5 at the moment. She's got 2 on again.
Oh, you want some Bo,
The big blast and all that.
Uh-oh, Bo.
Let's go, Bo. She ain't got
Bo
nothing
wants
now.
a pitch. Bo's in.
She ain't got nothing.
Give it to me, Bo.
Ooh.
There you go.
Bo taking over, the closer.
Let's go.
For Chuck Finley.
Hey, 2 more outs, Bo. We walk out of here. 2 more outs, baby. Come on. 2 more outs, baby. Swing day.
Oh, she wanted that so bad.
Oh, yeah.
And there are 2 down.
Way to go, Janae. I gave it a screwball.
So, Bo got the job done.
No.
Now Chuck's back to finish.
This is it, baby. This ain't 86, 2010. 2010. All that's over with. All that's over with. Strike one.
Talking to
Strike one.
Carter
Let's go.
was
This
on
is
the
it.
Mets championship
Come on.
team in '86.
Let's go. One more out, we wipe them.
Michael
One more out. Let's
Clark
go.
Duncan is the most
Give him
talkative
nothing. Give him nothing. Let's
player
go.
I have ever
Come on.
heard.
Let's go. Give him nothing. Give him nothing. Well, that's all right, baby. Come on. Let's all go home. Let's go home, baby. Take them showers. Get them showers. Hold tight. Let's go, baby. Come on, this is it. Right there.
Carter, the ground ball base hit. That just snuck through. Going to be a couple players at third here if somebody doesn't get back to second. And the bases are loaded.
I ain't making that last out. There ain't no way. Come on, Michael.
So the sacks are full. The tension mounts. 2 down. 1 more out. And the American League has a win. But Mike Piazza stands in and drills it. Oh, goodbye, home run. The grand salami. He heard that comment about the '86 team and took his revenge. Grand slam home run. And he stood and watched it. Marissa Miller coming up.
We're going to make that last out.
Come on. She ain't going to hit nothing, man. Come on.
I don't think that even that's going to slow Duncan down. That's to Watley, and this game is history. A 15-11 win for the American League as Goose Gossage, gets it done again. Magnificent job over there with a powerhouse team. They break the streak and win it.
Here's the thing. You love a ton of food, but hate blowing money. Taco Bell's $5 box. Cue Angel music. A bacon-tastic bacon club chalupa, bean burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twists, and a medium soda, all for just $5. Boom.
This is State Farm Pocket Agent Larissa Barano.
And I'm Actual Agent Larissa Barano.
Larissa can tell you how you can get discounts of up to 40%.
But so can your neighbors.
They can also tell you how State Farm's new Pocket Agent iPhone app can help you manage your account, find the nearest gas station, or even
help you call a tow truck.
And those are just a few of the perks experienced by the 40 million drivers insured by State Farm.
So talk to your neighbors, then call a State Farm agent like me.
It's a nice picture.
Thank you.
Before Rogaine, my solution to the problem was to go ahead and wear hats. I was always the hat guy. I can't even tell you how much it's changed my life.
Only Rogaine is proven to regrow hair in 85% of guys.
No more hats.
Stop losing, start gaining.
Welcome to Ultimate Rewards from Chase. No blackouts, no restrictions on airfare and hotels, no limits to what you can get with Ultimate Rewards. No wonder it's called Ultimate. Available on Chase credit, debit, and business cards. Chase what matters.
Masters winner Phil Mickelson, US Open champ Graham McDowell, and past Open Championship greats converge at legendary St. Andrews. The Open Championship, Thursday at 4 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Steve Levy. Coming up tonight on SportsCenter, the best of Monday night's home run derby. We'll also show you the biggest blasts of baseball's first half. And David Stern on mistakes made by LeBron James and Dan Gilbert. SportsCenter after celebrities.
Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game is brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
And that's going to do it in a second home run derby, if you will. These players put on a show with the American League winning it by a score of 15-11. Tim Salmon, the MVP, as he ended up with a couple of home runs in this game. For Aaron Andrews and our legends and celebrities, I'm Gary Thorne. We bid you adieu from Anaheim. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did bringing it to you. Thanks.
Is in the O-Zone, the Ortiz zone.
This is SportsCenter.
Everybody was digging the long ball Monday night. See how the home run derby was won in Anaheim. And going, gone. Wait till you see the most unforgettable blasts of the first half. The lineups are locked and loaded for Tuesday. Which league has the edge to win World Series home field advantage? And why?
I'm going to blitz this guy. Then you get in the game and you see these big receivers. Let's see what you got, man.
Jon Gruden on campus and fired up. See how the Super Bowl winning coach turned some high school coaches into students. And the Cavaliers were fine as we sit down with Miami's Big Three with the onslaught from critics coming fast and furious. The Heat fire back on SportsCenter. You know, Verrett's still paying for that camera.
Don't worry, I got this.
Hello and welcome to SportsCenter with Robert Flores. I'm Steve Levy. No all-star break for baseball's biggest free swingers. Anaheim, the site of the State Farm Home Run Derby. And there's no chance Miguel Cabrera wins. You see, since the individual competition began in 1995, no player who entered the competition with the most home runs has taken home the title. Strange, but true.
Now, Cabrera has 22 homers, and here's another stat that goes against the right-handed slugger. 4 of the last 5 winners have been left-handed, like me. Leaves, you see how menacing I look with the bat in my hand?
Yes. You look like you were ready to lay a bunt down.
State Farm Home Run Derby from the Big A. 8 players in the opening round. Corey Hart had the best of the lot. Sitting at 5. Check out number 6. A little Ray Guy style. Hangs in the air for almost 7 seconds. Even his son is like, wow. And here's Boomer with the call.
Oh!
This one is way back. This one is on its way to San Juan Capistrano.
Since May 18th, Corey Hart has the most homers in baseball, and he certainly found a groove, making his second All-Star appearance, his first appearance in the Home Run Derby. He was crushing one to left field again, another one, this one over the bullpen. The 12th homer, measuring at 453. He finished with 13 in the first round, tied for the 6th most in a single round since 1995. And to make matters even more impressive, the last 5 taters that Hart hit of the first round each went 450 feet plus. Look at the extension, the follow-through.
Looks like your swing right there.
It does. By the way, that bat was heavy. Nick Swisher checking in with 15 homers on the season. Here's A-Rod on Swisher.
This is my prediction. If he goes over and rolls over in the first 3 swings, he might have an offer. But if he goes and has 2 or 3 home runs early on, we may have a new home run champion.
Well, he didn't end up with an offer. As you see right there, nice little home run swing there for Nick Swisher. And is Nick Swisher going to have to hit a pitch? That one is launched to right field. Nick Swisher, an all-star, finished with 4 homers in the opening round. Matt Holliday, he didn't hit a whole lot of homers, but he got a lot of bang for his buck. Already sitting on 9 outs. You get 10 before your turn is up. And look at this moonshot here. Later, after another home run, that one is crushed down the left field line. Albert Pujols, no stranger to these competition. His current teammate likes it. Holliday's home run, 497 feet. The longest homer in the 2010 Derby, but he finished with just 5. Now, David Ortiz, 18 homers on the season for the Red Sox. It's Yankees and Red Sox teaming up together. Yankee bench coach Tony Pena throwing the pitches to Big Papi. There's Ortiz home run, number 7 for his first round. Next swing, that is crushed. And check out as his son, Little Papi, imitates Big Papi. Ortiz finished with 8 home runs. Now, Hanley Ramirez, 13 homers for the Marlins. Will Ferrell doing some guest commentary.
I think he needs to swing harder. Guess what time it is? Home run o'clock. Holy Toledo! Man! If that ball wasn't hit hard, I'm Santa Claus. Jody Davis! Kidding me? With a shot!
The always funny Will Ferrell. Whammy! Ramirez finished with 9 home runs. All right, the aforementioned Miguel Cabrera, 22 homers to lead the major leagues at the end of the All-Star break. Cabrera lands one in the tarp. That's Bo Jackson territory. Remember hitting one in the 1989 All-Star game here at the Big A. And then later, off the rocks, 476 feet worth of thunder. Cabrera finished with 7 homers in the first round. So here's where we stood after round 1. Corey Hart never surrendered, leading the pack with 13. Hanley Ramirez, David Ortiz, Miguel Cabrera also advanced. Everyone else, they gone.
All right, through the drama building as we advance on to the second round of the State Farm Home Run Derby. David Ortiz leading off the second round. He starts out with 8 jacks with 1 out. Ortiz hits his 4th of the round. That's 12 total. Ortiz with 2 outs moves into the lead with 15 home runs on that blast to right. Ortiz up to 6 outs and this moonshot to right for his 18th home run of the contest. Well, the pitching must just be awful in this thing. Look at these home runs. 8 outs, Ortiz rope over the fence, 13th of the round, 21 homers through 2 rounds. Miguel Cabrera enters the second round with 7 home runs. 5 outs. Here's Cabrera. Shot to center. I almost said deep shot to center, but you know what, Robert? They're all deep at this point. 12th of the contest, Cabrera. How about the full extension on that swing? I told you he can't win. The stats say he can't win. Hanley Ramirez came into the second round with 9 home runs. Here's Boomer.
Wow.
This one is pulverized to left center field. Way back and gone.
7 outs. Ramirez now a frozen rope down the left field line. How about the grab by the fan? He's fired up about it. 17th of the contest for Hanley. 9 outs. Ramirez, a high blast down the line. Fair ball, 10th of the round, 19th of the contest. Very next swing. This to left center, 20th of the deal. One more will guarantee Ramirez at least a swing off against Big Papi. And his next swing, deep to left. Big Papi knows it's gone. 21st homer of the contest. That would be all for Ramirez for now. He's tied for first with David Ortiz. Now, Corey Hart was your leader after the first round with 13 home runs. He had to wait 1 hour and 31 minutes between swings. How about the time off?
Try not to get too tired, but it was a pretty long break, and I wasn't able to get my body back to where I should be to hit homers again.
91-minute break. Hart had 0 home runs in the second round, so Ortiz and Ramirez will move on to the finals. Corey Hart's the first player to hit 0 homers in the second round since the individual competition began in 1995. I'm sure he's glad he signed up for this. Ortiz and Ramirez advance on the strength of 13 and 12 second-round homers, respectively. The last time there were 2 players with 10-plus homers in the second round, 2004, Miguel Tejada and Lance Berkman.
Well, the Red Sox player had never won this competition before, but the final round pitted a current Red Sox against a former Red Sox product. Remember, it was Hanley Ramirez involved in the Josh Beckett-Mike Lowell deal a few seasons ago. Here's Big Papi with a homer. He's got 4 homers and an out, and then he crushes one.
And this is in the O-zone.
That's right. 5 homers, still just 1 out. Meantime, Ramirez warming up. Remember, lefties had won 4 of the last 5 competitions going into Monday. Meantime, Ortiz, a guy that was reported to be on his way out of Boston after a terrible start to the season, he starts to catch fire yet again in this final round. There's home run number 8. Take a little beverage drink. Vlad Guerrero, former Angel. Big Papi down to his final out, but not before cranking number 11. 11 homers in the final round ties the State Farm Home Run Derby record. Now, it's Hanley Ramirez's turn. But he struggled a little bit early on. Can of corn to center field. So he's sitting on 1 homer and 4 outs. Torrey Hunter giving Ramirez the business, but the shortstop responds in a big way.
They ask him, how would you like your home run? I'll have it on the rocks, please.
Ramirez hit 3 straight homers. 4 homers, 5 outs. Make it 6 outs. Ortiz being helpful, toweling him off. That might be good for a base hit through the left side, but it's not good enough to win the Home Run Derby. David Ortiz, your Home Run Derby champion.
It's an honor for me to be here, to be part of Major League Baseball, to be part of those fans that support us every day. And definitely, I want to come here and make sure the fans enjoy what we do. I really want to dedicate this to a friend of mine that just passed away this year. His name was Jose Lima. Rest in peace. Really good friend of mine. I want to really dedicate all this to him. On you, my boy.
Nice gesture there by Big Papi. For the 5th time in the last 6 years, this whole shooting match won by a lefty. Big Papi's 32 homers, the 3rd most in Derby history, trailing only current Angel Bobby Abreu's 41 in 05, and how about Josh Hamilton's 35 in 2008. On top of that, Ortiz 11 homers in the final round. That ties Abreu's record.
In the latest installment of As LeBron Turns, every team met with Commissioner David Stern and NBA officials on Monday. Among the conversations, free agency, the labor deal, negotiations with the Players Association, and revenue sharing. Not a single formal complaint was filed in the face of what took place in Miami, with free agents LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh all signing with the Heat. That being said, Stern points out mistakes were made. Bob Holtzman now from Las Vegas.
4 days after Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert posted a letter on his website blasting LeBron James, NBA Commissioner David Stern made it clear that although he appreciates Gilbert's passion and honesty, he thought the comments went too far.
I think that the remarks by Dan Gilbert, though understandable, were ill-advised and imprudent. And I have notified Cleveland that they will be fined $100,000 for those remarks under my power as commissioner.
Stern also criticized the decision by James to turn his free agency announcement into a primetime ESPN special, and said if James had asked his opinion, he would have told him not to do the show.
I think that the advice that he received on this was poor. His performance was fine. His honesty and his integrity, I think, shine through, but this decision was ill-conceived, badly produced, and poorly executed.
Stern also said, despite some owners openly questioning how James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh all wound up in Miami, he said he's seen nothing that would cause the league to launch an investigation. In Las Vegas, Bob Holtzman, ESPN.
And Bob, that spirited letter written by Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert shortly after LeBron James's decision has caught the attention of Reverend Jesse Jackson, who Sunday said Gilbert's comments were mean, arrogant, and presumptuous. Jackson went on to say that Gilbert speaks as an owner of LeBron and not the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, adding he, Gilbert, sees LeBron as a runaway slave, end quote. And there was more from Jackson on Monday.
No owner should express this kind of contempt, ugliness toward players, and in effect, Gilbert was saying, if I own your contract, you're my guy. If I own your contract, I will seek to destroy you, and that must stop.
And you said that was kind of like a slave ownership.
Well, the mentality of a runaway slave. If I own you, I protect you. If I don't own you, I'll get you some kind of way. That kind of anger and bitterness has no place in civil behavior, not in organized sports.
The back and forth continued with Dan Gilbert's response, quote, I strongly disagree with Reverend Jesse Jackson's recent comments, and we are not going to engage in any related discussion on it. Going forward, we're very excited about the Cavaliers and the positive future of our region, end quote. And lastly, we come back full circle, back to NBA Commissioner David Stern, who said of the Reverend, however well-meaning Jesse may be in the premise on this one, he is, as he rarely is, mistaken, end quote, but added that Jackson is a good friend of the NBA and its players.
They talk about LeBron diminishing his brand because he decided to team up with two other great players. Everybody has done it. So I just don't like false reports. I don't care about, people saying what they want to say, but at least get it right.
The Heat's Big Three firing back at the critics, and there's more where that came from. Don't miss our chat with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh next. And get ready for the most unforgettable homers of the first half and the battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. Which league's all-star lineup looks stronger and why?
It's a tough choice, Edward or Jacob, but pick the right side of the BK Clips game and you can win tasty food, a new Volvo, $100 grand, or tons of other prizes. Every game piece has a chance to win. Available with any BK value meal. Start playing today.
Now this is quite a treasure. This wine decanter has grooves that create a vortex, what is that?
This? The new Miller Lite Vortex bottle.
The craftsmanship, the grooves, where did you get it?
The bar in the lobby.
Fantastic. Next round's on me.
The new Miller Lite Vortex bottle. Its specially designed grooves let that great Pilsner taste flow right out. Taste greatness.
So what is something like this worth?
Well, nothing now.
Lose the grime. Get touchably clean hair with Axe shampoo and get some hair action.
Well, I got the course designs from a very reliable source. Otherwise, I wouldn't believe it either, trust me. Now, you've seen these rally cars in the middle of nowhere, but in an urban setting, no way. Putting this in metropolitan Los Angeles is crazy. I mean, I've taken the liberty of rendering it all out here. Let's just say I wouldn't want to be that guy.
Nobody sees X before it happens at X. X Games 16 starts July 29th on ESPN. Presented by Ford.
Does this get good gas mileage?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal.
Sports Center, brought to you by Burger King. Vote for King of the Night by texting KING to 43776. Messaging data rates may apply.
That's Anaheim, California, and that is the site of the Home Run Derby Monday and the All-Star Game on Tuesday. Third time the All-Star Game has been held in Anaheim, 1967, 1989, and now again in 2010. Monday, the dominance of a left-hander in a home run derby continued as David Ortiz becomes the 12th of the last 15 home run derby champions to be swinging it from the left side. Big Papi had 11 home runs in the final round, a total of 32 with the third most in a single derby. So the left-handed dominance continues in the derby. Will the American League dominance continue in the All-Star Game? The great John Kruk is here, Bobby V, and of course Dave Winfield, our Hall of Famer, to get into this game. We'll break it down. We'll start with the pitching for the National League. If you could throw Jimenez for a couple innings and Halladay for 2 and Johnson for 2, and then you bring in maybe a good closer, this game can end. Jimenez at 15-1 with a sub 2.5 ERA, hopes to keep the AL off the scoreboard.
Hopefully, we put everything together and break the losing streak. So I'm just really happy, and I want to say thanks to Charlie Manuel for picking me. I mean, I know he has a lot of choice. There's a lot of talent in our team, but I'm really happy, and I can't wait to be out there tomorrow for my team, representing the National League, representing my team, Colorado Rockies, representing my family and my country too. So I'm really happy. I can't wait.
This guy's 15-1. His record speaks for itself. He threw a no-hitter, and he's completed 3 ball games. And he's what I call a horse, and so is Josh Johnson. It was a tough pick, but he's the guy that I choose because, you know, ever since he came to the big leagues, he's been pitching again in the series we play the Rockies. He's always stood out, and he's definitely he was my favorite pick.
Well, the old, if you can't beat him, have him join you, and that's exactly what Charlie has done, anointing the start to Ubaldo Jimenez. He's very familiar with Josh Johnson as well. The lineup for Mr. Manuel, Ramirez, Prado, Pujols, Howard Wright, Braun, Andre Ethier, Corey Hart, and Yadier Molina. Corey Hart started the home run derby off with a bang, but then kind of fluttered out a little bit late. All right, Winnie, you like the National League lineup, don't you?
I do. The National League lineup by itself could win a World Series. It may not be the best lineup out there tomorrow, but once again, they're strong from top to bottom. Yadier Molina might be the only weak link as far as a hitter, but they're very, very substantial.
He can handle the staff. What do you like about the National League? Because you've been kind of leaning that way.
Well, I do like him, and I like Albert Pujols to win an All-Star game. And after talking with Ryan Howard today, talking about the way Ubaldo's ball moves and the velocity, and talking about J.J. down in Florida, Johnson, I think the National League has what it takes.
You think they're ready? I think they're overdue. I think they're really ready. But they're going to have to deal with an American League lineup which is sick. And they have David Price on the mound. That's who's going to start for Joe Girardi. Price has been outstanding for the Rays this year in the very difficult American League East. His 12 wins, tops in baseball. His ERA, best in the league.
I've been more consistent, and I feel like that's probably the biggest key for a pitcher is to be consistent, and that's what I've worked on. That's what I've talked about. That was, one of my biggest points last year that I wanted to do this year is just be more consistent. And that's what I feel like I've done.
I think this year he's really put together a combination of not only his stuff, but learning how to pitch. I mean, he's really come into his own as a pitcher.
He's a competitor, and he's obviously has great stuff, but he has the makeup at a young age to be able to come on this stage and start this game is pretty special.
And Price, of course, has succeeded in the postseason, so shouldn't be rattled by this stage. He's also got a heck of a supporting cast behind him. The American League lineup and the roster there has a 20-point edge in slugging percentage over the National League. And the AL has guys, four of them hitting .320 or better. The other fascinating part to me, if you take Ichiro, Jeter, and Cabrera, and then you go to the bottom with Crawford, Cano, and Mauer, that's like 1, 2, 3 at the top and 1, 2, 3 at the bottom. You can flip it. And I would think that's an incredible weapon for Joe Girardi to have.
Well, it makes it so difficult to pitch against. I don't care how great a pitcher you are. When you face 9 guys like that, you're going to be in trouble. And like you said, this is a typical lineup that if you looked at it and you didn't know if they were American League team or National League team, you would assume it's a National League team. Speed at the top, speed at the bottom. Probably the best second hitter in all of baseball that leads off a lot for the New York Yankees and Derek Jeter. And then power in the middle, along with some speed in the middle, too. So it's a very diverse offense. So many things could be done. They're not going to be a station-to-station team, except for probably Cabrera. Other than that, though, this is going to be trouble for the National League.
Crawford hadn't started and batted 9th in a regular season game since 2004. Robinson Cano last batted 8th in 2008. You take a look at what the American League has done in the last 13 All-Star games. They're 12-0. There, of course, was that one tie that not a lot of people like to talk about, but it's been very one-sided. So Ortiz wins the home run derby as a lefty. That trend continues. Will the American League's success continue?
Yes.
It
my
will.
7th year in baseball tonight. The previous 6, I've taken the National League from my heart. Now I'm going to pick with my head, and I'm going American.
That's great news for the National League then. All right, Bobby, how about you?
I'm going against them. I think the National League, it's not only time. I think that they have a veteran squad that is ready to win. Albert Pujols needs an all-star victory ring. He's going to get one tomorrow.
You like their bats against Price and the Lesters of the world,
the
don't
right-handed
you?
bats against the left-handed pitching.
How about you, Winnie?
I agree with Bobby. Basically, mortal men would shudder at the lineup the American League poses, but the National League, I believe, can negate that good hitting. But you know what? The game is not going to be decided in the first 3 innings. I think the pitchers will hold them off somewhere in the middle of the National League. Guys with like Votto or Roland or Gonzalez, somebody's going to kick in to turn over the course of the game.
Adrian Gonzalez, sure. Joey Votto's been the MVP of the first half. Hanley Ramirez, he will be one of those guys that's in the starting lineup. He was in the final and lost to Ortiz. Cabrera put on a show early. Our coverage course continues all day and night on Tuesday, working our way towards the All-Star game.
The number 4 can be fantastic and fab. It means horseman. It means Favre. And it can be a finale to a tournament. Next season, it will open that tournament. On Monday, the NCAA revealed the new 68-team format for the men's basketball tournament, featuring the first 4. Come March, 4 games will be played by 8 teams early in the first week, with the winner advancing to games on Thursday or Friday. 2 of the games will match the lowest seeds, while the other 2 will involve the last 4 at-large qualifiers.
Yes, one back.
Gone after a night of home run heaven in Anaheim. Don't miss the best of the Derby long balls. That's coming up next on SportsCenter. And
I'm going to blitz this guy. Then you get in the game and you see these big receivers, and you go, I'm going to save that till next week.
Jon Gruden on campus. See how the Super Bowl winning coach turns some high school coaches into students.
Seth Meyers hosts the ESPYs live Wednesday at 9 p.m. on ESPN.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Eat Snickers. Better?
You're not you when you're hungry.
Better.
Snickers satisfies.
We're surrounded by information. Human beings use their 5 senses to understand the world. On a smarter planet, organizations have their own set of senses to analyze data from multiple sources and make sense of it instantly. Banks can anticipate credit fraud. Trains can run with fewer delays. The more types of data we understand, the smarter we become. I help organizations sense the world around them. I'm an IBMer. Let's build a smarter planet.
The Dawson foul, tell me about it.
Yeah, the closing's in bar. Step.
Okay.
So get your game face on.
It's on.
Happy birthday!
Guys never change. Neither do we. Jim Beam, the bourbon since 1795.
than usual.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. The longer you keep your high-mileage car, the more it pays you back. Get Castrol GTX High Mileage. It helps engines last longer by fighting the main causes of engine failure.
I think a dime went up my nose.
Yeah, it happens. Don't change your car, change your oil to Castrol GTX High Mileage. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
My Toshiba laptop lets me crush it in the office, but if I say so myself, I do my best work at home.
Hey, loser.
I've gotten into digital photography, making videos.
Refund!
Really killer stuff.
Check, check.
I've also started work on a college football rock opera.
Running down the side of tippa-toe, stay in bounds.
Give me a Toshiba laptop, and I'll give you magic.
Yeah!
Toshiba, leading innovation.
Hi there. Looks like you found your car insurance.
Yeah, but wow, it looks like you guys have everything.
We sure do. We help millions of people save. Look, we're #1 in motorcycle insurance, a leader in boat and RV, and...
Oh, wait, let me guess. You're the #1 truck insurer.
Wow, first guess!
Nailed it.
Oh, you're psychic. What am I thinking of right now?
Tacos?
Yes! Helping you save money no matter what you drive. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Lose the grime. Get touchably clean hair with Axe shampoo and get some hair action.
Hi. Ready to order?
We'll have that.
With Applebee's new sizzling entrees, fresh flavor never sounded so good. Try the spicy Asian shrimp, steak and cheese, or chicken with queso blanco starting at $8.99. Only at Applebee's. Now open till midnight or later.
Building families. Building traditions. Building communities. Building lives. Building what's important for more than 90 years. Chevy Silverado Half-Ton, a Consumer's Digest Best Buy and the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road.
Sports Center is brought to you by Jim Beam, who reminds you to drink smart. Check out the next round, served up by Jim Beam at ESPN.com. Search Jim Beam.
What a day and night it was for our guy, Chris Berman. Prior to back, calling the State Farm Home Run Derby, it was announced that the face and voice of ESPN had won the Pro Football Hall of Fame Pete Rozelle Award, which is given annually for long-time exceptional contributions to radio and television in professional football.
Yeah, Boomer is entering his 25th season as host of our Sunday NFL Countdown and has anchored our draft coverage since 1987. He gets his award August 6th in Canton, Ohio. Now back to Anaheim and Carl Ravitch.
Inside the Chevrolet Clubhouse, I'm Carl Ravitch. The Home Run Derby 2010 now in the books, and David Ortiz helped rewrite the record books. His 11 home runs in the final round, tied for best ever with Bobby Abreu, the champion in 2005. So it was Big Papi who was raising the State Farm Home Run Derby trophy. Back inside the Big A here in Anaheim, alongside John Kruk, Bobby V, and Dave Whitfield. I'm Carl Ravitch. One of the things that Ortiz did was he really embraced this whole concept. Do you think that helped through this process?
Absolutely. Ravi, you know, we shared a hug and a laugh and some words before the game. And David wanted to be here in the All-Star game, and he wanted to be on this stage. He wanted to dispel those images and those rumors that he was done. He wanted to come here and show that he still enjoys this game, he embraces it, and he's got a lot of premium gasoline in his tank
He
still.
sure did, especially late. You said during the Home Run Derby, which you did for us on ESPN, be careful, American League, watch out because of what you saw here. Really?
Really prideful guy who has a great swing going right now. When he gets some of his friends back, when Pedroia gets back, Martinez gets back, and this team starts building, I think he could be that Papi of old, carrying them for a couple months into a great pennant race.
And with all due respect to what Cabrera's done this year, if you were just to look at the 8 guys and said, pick me the home run guy, it would have been David Ortiz. But other people did impress here.
Well, yeah, Hanley Ramirez, you know, we get the privilege of watching him every night, and despite that one little glitch in the season when he didn't hustle after a ball, and then he had the real run-in with Freddie Gonzalez, this guy is an absolute star player, and I think he showcased some of those skills in this home run derby. I know it's just BP, but Carl, let me tell you, he hit balls out there that, you know, most guys 26-year-olds just don't do, and you know, that's what makes him so special. I think America took notice about just how great a player he is and how great a player he's going to be for a long time.
You pick Chris Young because you like those thin guys.
Yeah, not good.
Well, Hanley's pretty thin as well. He's different from David Ortiz. Stay with us all day and night Tuesday as we cover the 2010 All-Star Game. It's been dominated by the American League. Will it continue? We'll ask those questions and answer them before the game.
Chevy Clubhouse is brought to you by Chevy. Every model is backed by a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
You don't have to tell ESPN's Jon Gruden that football is a 365-day-of-the-year job. As a coach, no one was in the office earlier or later than Gruden. Turns out you can take the coach out of the game, but not vice versa. You see, Gruden is volunteering as the offensive line coach for Carrollwood Day High School in Tampa, where his son Deuce is quarterback. In part 2 of a 3-part series, we go inside the meeting room with the Patriots staff as they break down tape and discuss strategy in their final preparation before their spring game.
Can we go over the first 3 or 4 plays of the game, Lane, just so we have them?
Yeah, we're going to run.
So I can sleep at night? Because I need to know what the first few plays are. I'm excited, man.
So we'll go posse left, yak, 24 lead, first play.
What are you coming back with?
And we'll go Rambo, gun, Rambo, 14-punch rocket. If they got 6 in the box, we'll run it. If they got 7 in the box, we'll throw the rocket outside.
Let's take a look at a couple plays from yesterday. Interesting. We're talking about the lead. 22 and 23 lead. And the great picture here is the end zone where the offense has their butt to the camera. Because we can really coach not only the play, we can coach splits, we can coach it all right here. Right away you can see the split between the right guard and the right tackle. That's just too big. You know, we can't be working combination blocks if we're split that wide. No way. You know what I'm saying, Coach? Mac does a nice job at tight end, stepping with that inside foot. We're getting off the ball pretty good. And I like the demeanor of our fullback in the hole.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice play by Robert.
I knew some football, but I've learned more in 3 weeks than I've learned in 30 years.
I don't trust these defensive coaches. They're probably all studying Jet film and Saint film and realizing the teams that are great on defense are blitzing on every snap. So I'm sure some of these high school coaches have decided we're going to come after you and me and us. So
he's got to come down to the caveman status for me, and you know, he just has patience with us too, and it'd be easy for him to dismiss me and, you know, as a, you know, a high school coach or you know, little league coach, and he's got all that experience, but he doesn't.
So when we run 98, let's step with our outside foot, let's protect that C gap. Let's step with our outside foot, let's protect that B gap. Let's protect the play side A gap. So we got A, B, and C gap secure. And that's just how we're going to do business, on 98 protection. A lot of people helped me get better as a coach. Mike Holmgren, Paul Hackett, you know, all the people that I've been around. And if I get a chance to help somebody learn something, figure out a new drill, I feel good about that. Where are you going with the defense, Coach Sal?
We'll go ahead and be in a cover 1 defense. So we'll send Deuce up the middle with our ambush.
Saw dog?
And the saw dog will bring them both.
But if they play the saw dog, you're going to end up with the Sam on, right? Sal? Yeah. And the saw dog? Yeah. And you're going to get the Will on. And the Mike, he's going to play man-to-man on that back. And as soon as that back blocks, he'll ricochet and he'll blitz. That's what I heard you saying yesterday. Yes. That's if you got the guts to call a 0 blitz. I've worked places where we didn't have the guts. It sounded good in the meetings. Sounded good driving down the street in your stereo, right? Oh, I'm going to blitz this guy. And then you get in the game and you see these big receivers, and you go, I'm going to save that till next week. I'll call it next week. We'll see what you got, man.
When I'm playing Madden, I call Saw Dog all the time. Tomorrow on part 3 of Gruden's high school camp, will all the hard work turn into a W? Tune in to find out Gruden's high school camp part 3.
Jack Craig, recognized as the first full-time television sports critic, died on Friday after a fall in his home. Craig started in that role when assigned to do a short review of the telecast of the 1967 Packers-Cowboys NFL Championship game, the Ice Bowl, and went on to write about broadcasts of that year's Super Bowl and the 1968 Olympic Games. His column appeared for 29 years in the Boston Globe and other publications. Jack Craig was 81 years old.
LeBron's decision to relocate to South Beach, not a very popular one outside of Miami, but now it's the Heat's chance to fire back. Get ready for LeBron, D. Wade, and Bosh next.
Holy Moses, Joey Votto!
And if you enjoyed the Home Run Derby Monday night on ESPN, then you're going to love this. The most unforgettable homers of the first half, straight ahead.
Masters winner Phil Mickelson, U.S. Open champ Graham McDowell, and past Open Championship greats converge at legendary St. Andrews. The Open Championship, Thursday at 4 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Our Tuesdays are crazy, so we rely on Pizza Hut's Tuscany pasta.
Only on Tuesday, any family-sized Tuscany pasta is just $10. That's over 3 pounds of lasagna, chicken Alfredo, or meaty marinara for $10. Only on Tuesdays and only at your Pizza Hut.
For months, my neighbor's been up to something big. I got it all on tape. Somebody's got to get me a taller fence.
X Games 16 starts July 29th on ESPN.
Start your engine.
It begins with a brushstroke, a simple yet powerful line, uniting engineering and emotion, connecting driver to road. The Infiniti G Sedan. This is inspired performance. This is the way of Infiniti. It's your summer to shine. Visit the Infiniti Limited Engagement Summer Event for our best offers of the year, where right now you can lease an Infiniti G Sedan for $319 per month.
Jose Cuervo Silver, so smooth, it shatters expectations.
I have a busy schedule, so to stay strong and healthy, I need to get results from a 15-minute workout. Skin's another part of my body. I keep strong with Vaseline Men Fast Absorbing Lotion.
It takes just 15 seconds for stronger skin with Vaseline Men Fast Absorbing Lotion.
Just one smile? How about now? Smile now? And now. I can't believe you're never going to smile. All right, you're going to make me sing. Shannon's never going to smile. She's going to go. Hey. No, come on. They look good.
Really?
How do they feel?
Kind of weird.
Well, you look beautiful.
Thanks, Dad.
The anchor of the Miami Heat, Wade, LeBron, Bosh, nope, none of them. Not according to team president Pat Riley. He says that title belongs to Udonis Haslem. The Miami High grad re-signs 5 years and $20 million. That's about $14 million less than he would have gotten elsewhere. So why then? Chance to remain teammates with Wade or team up with LeBron and Bosh? Wrong again. He wanted to play with Mike Miller. The fellow former Gator is coming in next. In all, Heat players have now signed for a collective $60 million less than they could have gotten elsewhere. Here's part 2 of Rachel Nichols' bargain basement conversation.
Dwayne, when they introduced you guys in the arena, you said to the crowd, "I feel sorry for whoever has to guard us." What is the basketball going to be like? What's it going to be like out on the floor with you guys?
It's gonna be something special. I mean, to have a guy to my left and a guy to my right that can one-on-one, first of all, get their own, as you say, But most importantly, defensively is where we all, lick our lips at, because we know we can be the best defensive, team that this league ever seen. That's when we get a lot of our points. And that's when you get the highlights. And that's when ESPN get to run them over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I feel lucky because I can watch that. I can watch.
I want to watch too. I want to stop and like, oh, there you go, there you go, there you go.
Yeah, we'll be talking during the game, man. Go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Now, you've been joking that you guys are going to be such a force out there. You could get Pat Riley out on the floor with you and stuff like. You think you can get him out there? I could,
We want to see that.
No, we want to see that. I like that seat he got. He got that nice corner seat over there, nice. I don't want him to break out the old short shorts. You know what I'm saying?
He could still have some game,
I've been here 7 years. I've never seen him shoot a basketball.
It's not all going to be easy. There is going to be a hard point. There are going to be a big obstacle.
We hope so. I mean, we know it will be. There may be times throughout the course of a game or throughout the course of a practice that we might not all see eye to eye. I mean, that's the part of being brothers. That's the part of being teammates. If it's a bed of roses, then something's not right. There may be conflict, but at the end of the day, when we automatically know what our goal is and making sure that everyone has the same goal at hand, then everything will shape back up.
Because I kind of have that feel of the Yankees now, just a bunch of stars, that kind of thing. And you know that the fans in New York love that Yankees team. You're a Yankees fan. But you also know that fans around the country, that's a team they love to hate. How do you guys feel about being in that position?
Well, I think just everything, every report, every article that's come from this, most of them haven't been good. A lot of people don't like it, but it doesn't matter. We like it, and that's all that matters. We want to play where everybody's on their feet and everybody's excited. Everybody doesn't get that. I've struggled, I know. So I don't want to go back.
Yeah, I mean, and you said that a lot of the reaction hasn't been positive. Are you surprised at that?
No, I think we understood that this is not something that everyone wants to see, I mean, one thing that disturbs me is they say Michael and Magic and Larry did it by themselves. They did not do it by themselves. No one has done it by themselves. Go check the numbers. Go look at the teams. They talk about LeBron diminishing his brand because he decided to team up with two other great players. Everybody has done it. So I just don't like false reports. I don't care about people saying what they're going to say, but at least get it right.
While the critics continue to rain on their South Beach parade, don't miss part 3 of our conversation with Miami's Big Three. Much more with Wade, Bosh, and LeBron Tuesday on SportsCenter.
From the NBA to college football, ESPN's College Game Day is going from 2 to 3 hours this season, beginning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on September 4th. Now, ESPNU will televise the first hour before it switches over to ESPN at 10 a.m. The location for the season premiere has yet to be announced.
Maybe the year of the pitcher, but there's been plenty of long ball excitement so far. The best blasts of the first half coming up next.
Pretty well hit. Back goes Knicks. At the wall. Leaps. It's off. It's a grand slam and the Braves win it. Are you kidding me?
Lose the gel, get the hold without all the hard with Axe styling, and get some hair action.
Hi, ready to order?
We'll have that.
With Applebee's new sizzling entrees, fresh flavor never sounded so good. Try the spicy Asian shrimp, steak and cheese, or chicken with queso blanco starting at $8.99. Only at Applebee's. Now open till midnight or later.
Light beer, please.
Sure. Do you care how it tastes?
Nah, I don't care how it tastes.
Okay, well, when you start caring, put down your purse and I'll give you a Miller Lite.
It's a carry-all.
No, it's not.
Man up, because if you're drinking a light beer without great Pilsner taste, you're missing the point of drinking beer. Grab a triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
I'm gonna get a Miller Lite.
I'll watch your purse.
It's a carry-all.
Hey, Nick.
How's it going with the website?
Going great, Babs. Made it really easy for customers to manage their car insurance policy online.
Well, you know, that's why we have 24/7 support, so customers can call us anytime.
Does not compute. Error. Beep. Malfunction, Babs.
Very funny.
Powering down.
We're not really robots.
I thought we were.
Call today or go to esurance.com.
Hey, Reggie, thanks for helping out. What's in the gift bag this year?
Oh, you know, the usual thingamabobs and doodads.
All right, let's take a look. Saints keychain. I like that. Saints clock. Saints hard hat. Reggie, is there anything in here that's not Saints related?
Yeah.
A plant with dreadlocks?
Reggae bush.
Get out.
Reggae bush.
Get out.
Seth Meyers hosts the ESPYs Live Wednesday at 9 p.m. on ESPN. Presented by Capital One and Castrol Edge.
Ever look at a bill from the phone company? Local calling charges, ka-ching. Long distance charges, ka-ching. Charges for caller ID, ka-ching. They nickel and dime you to death. What's up with that?
Call Mediacom now and start saving with Mediacom Phone. Get unlimited nationwide calling and 13 calling features. Just $19.95 a month for a year.
I like the sound of that.
Call 877-822-2253. Call now.
Maybe it started on the farm with your first ball and glove. Or maybe when you and your dad first played catch in the backyard. Or when he showed you how to throw that curveball. Sure, there were challenges, but we remember the good times. The friendships, the time with Dad, and that first trip to modern Woodman Park. The bluest sky, the greenest grass, and the coolest fireworks ever. And that's when you really become a bandit. River Bandits Baseball. Pass it on.
The Open Championship has returned home to the home of golf, the old course here at St. Andrews, the 150th anniversary of what many consider the greatest championship in the game of golf. Tom Watson very nearly won it a year ago, just a putt away from what might have been considered the greatest win in the history of golf. Phil Mickelson still, frankly, trying to figure out this championship. Only one top 10 in his career on this side of the Atlantic. You see 49 of the top 50 are here. Anthony Kim still battling back from thumb surgery. He hopes to be back by late summer. 35 players make their debut here in the Open. 22 nations represented, and frankly, around the world, it is the Open Championship that is the most highly coveted of all the majors. Alongside the man that won our national championship twice, Andy North, I'm Scott Van Pelt. And Andy, there are a myriad of challenges on the old course, to be certain. But if there is one hole that is a beast among beasts, it is
the 17th. It's never over until you get past that one.
The road hole is a monster. They've stretched it out 40 yards this year. And so Tiger on the tee today, I guess, maybe trying to figure out, how do I play this thing?
Yeah, it's ideally the players want to take it right over the writing on that wall, which says the Old Course Hotel. Take it right over the course.
Tiger hit three different drivers before settling on 3 wood and hammering that one right down the middle of the fairway. And this is a great look. You see the hotel there and play. And Andy, from back there on the tee, your proper line and play is what?
Right over the O and course with the driver. If you want to go 3 wood, it's over the O and old. But the extra 40 yards, well, I think it will actually make it easier on this hole because the players won't drive it through the fairway as easily into the deepest, most difficult rough. If you put it in that rough, it brings double bogey into play immediately. Really, really a tough second. Just try to figure out a way to make 3 pars and a bogey there and you beat the field.
It averaged 4.67 before they stretched it out. I'll let you look for the name of your favorite golfer among the pairings. We'll focus in on that first one out at 4:09 Eastern Time. It's Woods, Rose, and Villegas. Interesting to point out that Watson and the youngster Ishikawa are together again. But Andy, as we look at that first game off that we list there in Woods, Rose, and Villegas, Rose, not Woods, is the hottest player really coming in. He is rolling. How might the pairing affect Rose?
Well, he's playing so well, you first think, well, maybe it won't affect him at all, but everybody is affected playing with Tiger Woods, particularly in this championship. I think it's going to be one of those things. He's playing so well. If he can just get out the first 3 or 4 holes and feel comfortable, I think he'll have a chance to compete and play very well.
And so much of your success in this championship has to do with whether or not you were on the right side or the wrong side of the weather. On Wednesday, we hope to bring you the Champions Challenge, a neat 4-hole trip around St. Andrews, including all past champions, but frankly, the weather is supposed to be dreadful that day. Maybe a little bit better by Thursday, 4 a.m. Eastern. Get up early with us. What is that, 13 hours, 12, 11? I can't count. So we're on a long time, but we're happy to do so. With Andy, I'm Scott. We look forward to seeing you throughout the week from St. Andrews at the Open Championship.
All right, guys, 4 a.m., perfect for me. A shortage of home runs, not Monday night in Anaheim, but that is the case over the first half of the baseball season, where there were less than 2 big flies hit per game. To be exact, works out to 1.89 jacks per contest, the fewest prior to the All-Star break in 17 years. Nonetheless, some were bigger and longer than others.
I was told there would be no math, but Jose Bautista leads the majors with 24 homers. Now, that is the fewest by the leader at the break since Barry Bonds and Mickey Tettleton had 24 way back in 1993. Year of the pitcher? Not in this segment. Here now, the best homers for the first half of the season.
Okay, we wrote this for a purpose to motivate you at this time. With this hypnotizing bass line, please feel free to lose your mind.
Welcome to the big leagues, Jason Hayward.
Oh yeah, this is stadium music, 50,000 at a time. Let's get right, let's get right, okay. Let's get right, let's get right, okay.
Daniel Nava on the first pitch that he sees in the major leagues has just hit a grand slam.
Look at you, look at me, look at you, look at me.
Holy Moses, Joey Votto!
High fly ball to center, forget all about it. Grand slam for Andre Ethier.
Pretty well hit. Back goes Nix at the wall, leaps. It's off his glove. It's a grand slam, and the Braves win it. Are you kidding me?
This is stadium music, 50,000 drinking at a time. Let's get right, let's get right, okay. Let's get right, let's get right, okay.
Marcus Thames drills it deep left field, and the Yankees win it.
It's a new day. People don't want to think no more, they just want to feel. They want to let go.
Look out here, he can fly. That's got a shot of being an inside the park home run. This may have an inside the park home run. Racing around the bases. Here they come. And this is in the ozone. Popping showtime.
Heavy artillery Monday night in Anaheim. Much more from the Home Run Derby next on SportsCenter.
Put a refreshing spin on your summer. Bud Light Lime. Superior drinkability. Ultimate refreshment. A splash of 100% natural lime flavor. One taste and you'll find the summer state of mind. Bud Light Lime.
Thursday, the Open Championship makes a triumphant return to legendary St. Andrews. Past Open Championship greats take on Masters winner Phil Mickelson. US Open champ Graham McDowell, and the world's elite at the sport's most storied course. The Open Championship at St. Andrews. First round coverage begins Thursday at 4 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Mediacom digital cable customers watch more movies, shows, and sports on cool channels like Chiller and Boomerang. Enjoy a free preview of Digital Plus starting on Channel 120. Pump up your viewing with up to 40 networks, including Nick Jr., ESPN Classic, Bio, MTV2, Fox Movie Channel, and more. Preview now through July 15th. And for a limited time, call to add Mediacom Digital Plus for a special rate. Call 877-822-2253.
Did you ever lose your keys? Ask someone else to help look, and there they are, right in front of you. Well, if you're looking for a job or the right employee, that's why we're here. QuadHelpWanted.com. Employment is all we do. It's the only thing. We help employers find qualified local candidates. Looking for a job? Post your resume for free. View job listings in your area. We promise it's there, and we could help you find it. QuadHelpWanted.com. Long name, amazing results.
I'd like to show you the most versatile bag on the market today, the Soft Super Cooler. It's a waterproof lined bag with super insulation. Pop the water seal like that, put your clothes in it, go on vacation, unpack. Now you have a cooler, a day bag. Two ends of the bag, they pop open like this. Heavy-duty YKK zippers never rust or bind. The same zippers they have in wetsuits. They'll never rust on you. This opens up here, mesh pocket there. Plates, knives, forks, tackle boxes, anything you want to put in here for storage, even a beach blanket. You can even crush it down for easy storage. Drop the whole bag in the water, it floats. The whole liner pulls out for easy cleaning.
The money I save in ice is amazing.
Call the number on the screen now and get the Soft Super Cooler and Deluxe Shoulder Strap for just $69.95 plus processing and handling. You'll also get the incredible reusable Techni Ice free. Just pay separate processing and handling. Ask about the larger Deluxe Soft Super Cooler and optional hand cart. Order now. The Soft Super Cooler, the most versatile bag in the world.
It's a tough choice, Edward or Jacob, but pick the right side of the BK Clips game and you can win tasty food, a new Volvo, $100 grand, or tons of other prizes. Every game piece has a chance to win. Available with any BK value meal. Start playing today.
Sports Center, brought to you by Burger King. Vote for King of the Night by texting KING to 43776. Messaging data rates may apply.
Beginning Sunday, SportsCenter's My Wish series returns. Watch as amazing dreams come true for children with life-threatening illnesses.
This is awesome.
See wishes granted by the Oakland Raiders, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Albert Pujols, Travis Pastrana, and LaDainian Tomlinson and the New York Jets. Beginning this Sunday on SportsCenter.
That's Anaheim, California, and that is the site of the Home Run Derby Monday and the All-Star Game on Tuesday. Third time the All-Star Game has been held in Anaheim, 1967, 1989, and now again in 2010. Monday, the dominance of a left-hander in a Home Run Derby continued as David Ortiz becomes the 12th of the last 15 Home Run Derby champions to be swinging it from the left side. Big Papi had 11 home runs in the final round, a total of 32 with the third most in a single Derby. So the left-handed dominance continues in the Derby. Will the American League dominance continue in the All-Star Game? The great John Kruk is here, Bobby V, and of course Dave Winfield, our Hall of Famer, to get into this game. We'll break it down. We'll start with the pitching for the National League. If you could throw Jimenez for a couple innings and Halladay for 2 and Johnson for 2, and then you bring in maybe a good closer, this game can end. Jimenez at 15-1 with a sub 2.5 ERA, hopes to keep the AL off the scoreboard.
Hopefully we put everything together and break the losing streak. So I'm just really happy, and I want to say thanks to Charlie Manor for picking me. I mean, I know he has a lot of choice, there's a lot of talent in our team, but I'm really happy, and I can't wait to be out there tomorrow for my team, representing the National League, representing my team, Colorado Rockies, representing my family and my country too. So I'm really happy. I can't wait.
This guy's 15-1. His record speaks for itself. He threw a no-hitter, and he's completed 3 ball games. And he's what I call a horse, and so is Josh Johnson. It was a tough pick, but he's the guy that I choose because, you know, ever since he came to the big leagues, he's been pitching again in the series we play the Rockies. He's always stood out, and he's definitely he was my favorite pick.
Well, the old, if you can't beat him, have him join you, and that's exactly what Charlie has done, anointing the start to Ubaldo Jimenez. He's very familiar with Josh Johnson as well. The lineup for Mr. Manuel, Ramirez, Prado, Pujols, Howard Wright, Braun, Andre Ethier, Corey Hart, and Yadier Molina. Corey Hart started the home run derby off with a bang, but then kind of fluttered out a little bit late. All right, Winnie, you like the National League lineup, don't you?
I do. The National League lineup by itself could win a World Series. It may not be the best lineup out there tomorrow, but once again, they're strong from top to bottom. Yadier Molina might be the only weak link as far as a hitter, but they're very, very substantial.
He can handle the staff. What do you like about the National League? Because you've been kind of leaning that way.
Well, I do like him, and I like Albert Pujols to win an All-Star game. And after talking with Ryan Howard today, talking about the way Ubaldo's ball moves and the velocity, and talking about J.J. down in Florida, Johnson, I think the National League has what it takes.
You think they're ready? I think they're overdue. I think they're really ready. But they're going to have to deal with an American League lineup which is sick. And they have David Price on the mound. That's who's going to start for Joe Girardi. Price has been outstanding for the Rays this year in the very difficult American League East. His 12 wins, tops in baseball. His ERA, best in the league.
I've been more consistent, and I feel like that's probably the biggest key for a pitcher is to be consistent, and that's what I've worked on. That's what I've talked about. That was, one of my biggest points last year that I wanted to do this year is just be more consistent. And that's what I feel like I've done.
I think this year he's really put together a combination of not only his stuff, but learning how to pitch. I mean, he's really come into his own as a pitcher.
He's a competitor, and he's obviously has great stuff, but he has the makeup at a young age to be able to come on this stage and start this game is pretty special.
And Price, of course, has succeeded in the postseason, so shouldn't be rattled by this stage. He's also got a heck of a supporting cast behind him. The American League lineup and the roster there has a 20-point edge in slugging percentage over the National League. And the AL has guys, four of them, hitting .320 or better. The other fascinating part to me, if you take Ichiro, Jeter, and Cabrera, and then you go to the bottom with Crawford, Cano, and Mauer, that's like 1, 2, 3 at the top and 1, 2, 3 at the bottom. You can flip it. And I would think that's an incredible weapon for Joe Girardi to have.
Well, it makes it so difficult to pitch against. I don't care how great a pitcher you are. When you face 9 guys like that, you're going to be in trouble. And like you said, this is a typical lineup that if you looked at it and you didn't know if they were an American League team or a National League team, you would assume it's a National League team. Speed at the top, speed at the bottom. Probably the best second hitter in all of baseball that leads off a lot for the New York Yankees and Derek Jeter. And then power in the middle, along with some speed in the middle, too. So it's a very diverse offense. So many things could be done. They're not going to be a station-to-station team except for probably Cabrera. Other than that, though, this is going to be trouble for the National League.
Crawford hadn't started and batted 9th in a regular season game since 2004. Robinson Cano last batted 8th in 2008. You take a look at what the American League has done in the last 13 All-Star games. They're 12-0. There, of course, was that one tie that not a lot of people like to talk about, but it's been very one-sided. So Ortiz wins the home run derby as a lefty. That trend continues. Will the American League's success continue?
Yes.
It will.
My 7th year in baseball tonight. The previous 6, I've taken the National League from my heart. Now I'm going to pick with my head, and I'm going American.
That's great news for the National League then. All right, Bobby, how about you?
I'm going against them. I think the National League, it's not only time. I think that they have a veteran squad that is ready to win. Albert Pujols needs an all-star victory ring. He's going to get one tomorrow.
You like their bats against Price and the Lesters of the world,
the right-handed bats against the left-handed pitching.
How about you, Winnie?
I agree with Bobby. Basically, mortal men would shudder at the lineup the American League poses, but the National League, I believe, can negate that good hitting. But you know what? The game is not going to be decided in the first 3 innings. I think the pitchers will hold them off somewhere in the middle of the National League. Guys with like Votto or Roland or Gonzalez, somebody's going to kick in to turn over the course of the game.
Adrian Gonzalez, sure. Joey Votto's been the MVP of the first half. Hanley Ramirez, he will be one of those guys that's in the starting lineup. He was in the final and lost to Ortiz. Cabrera put on a show early. Our coverage course continues all day and night on Tuesday, working our way towards the All-Star game.
All right, Ravi. All right, SportsCenter's Poppy of the Night. Oh, wait a second. It's the King of the Night, presented your way by Burger King. It's Big Papi. David Ortiz hits 11 home runs in the final round. He defeats Hanley Ramirez to win the Home Run Derby for the first time. Ortiz is the first Red Sox player to win the Derby. Here are the results of our King of the Night voting, and your winner here too, David Ortiz by a runaway margin. Took home over 60% of the vote for winning the Home Run Derby. The runner-up is Derek Fisher with just over 17% of the vote as he decides he will stay on with the Lakers. A rare NBA player not going to Miami.
King of the Night, brought to you by Burger King. We'll remind you to have it your way.
So what can we expect from Big Papi in the second half of the season? You can see last 5 Derby winners, what they've done after the break. Prince Fielder hit 24 last season, but Justin Morneau just 9 in the second half in 2008. Ryan Howard's 30 after the break in 2006, the most ever by a Derby champion. But 1 year before, Bobby Abreu hit just 6 more after his record-setting Derby performance. More NBA news. Despite having some conversations with a few teams, namely the Miami Heat, Derek Fisher staying with the Lakers. Fisher says he gave up more money to stay in L.A. He's been with the Lakers for 11 seasons and, of course, has won 5 titles.
And Roflo, as you know, you can read more about Derek Fisher staying with the Lakers on ESPNLA.com. Read all about LeBron at ESPN New York and ESPN Chicago. No, I guess you can't. Probably LeBron's probably not on those New York and Chicago pages.
You'd be surprised. NBA Summer League, Wizards and Clippers. Second Summer League game for the #1 pick, John Wall and the Wizards. 24 points, 8 assists, 8 turnovers in his summer debut on Sunday. Here, the nice crossover and the pretty jumper there. Wizards up 9 on the Clippers. A little bit later, John Wall puts it on the deck, gets the and one, but takes a nasty spill as he gets involved with Eric Bledsoe, his former teammate at Kentucky, and Wall was down a little bit. Tweaked his groin in his first practice with the Wizards. He came back from that, and thankfully he came back from this. 18 points and 10 assists, but once again, 8 turnovers for Wall as the Wizards go on to win 89-64.
When did the NBA become the NFL with no off-season?
It's all year round, brother.
It's amazing. All right, the ESPYs. How are your seats looking for the ESPYs, by the way?
Well, I'm going to be on my couch for that.
Not invited.
Didn't quite get in the invite.
I was invited. I'm unable to make it. I've been previously detained. The ESPYs return to ESPN Wednesday night. Yeah.
I mean, just rub it in.
Saturday Night Live, Seth Meyers will host, and it's fitting because this year, once again, the ESPYs will be live. 2010 ESPYs presented by Capital One and Kestrel Edge on ESPN Wednesday at 9 Eastern. And you, like Robert, can watch it from your couch.
What to watch for? Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here, ESPN. It's Tiger Woods' news conference as he prepares for this week's Open champion. Woods, a 3-time winner of the British Open.
So you got to like David Ortiz's timing. Now he has all this leverage, winning the Home Run Derby. He wants a contract extension, he says.
It's been a miraculous turnaround for him thus far. Had a horrible April, but he has been on fire since May 1.
See what he does in the All-Star game tomorrow night. We've got baseball tonight live from the Big A. Coming up right now.
Baseball Tonight, All-Star Edition, is presented by State Farm.
Welcome to Anaheim Baseball Tonight, looking at the Home Run Derby 2010, when you had guys like Corey Hart, Miguel Cabrera, Hanley Ramirez, and David Ortiz. You didn't have the Ryan Howards and the Albert Pujolses of the world, and yet a very good show put on here at the Big A. Alongside John Kruk, Bobby V, and Omar Garcia-Parra, I'm Carl Ravitch. Full hour of baseball tonight. We'll look back at the Derby, also at what happened in the first half of this season, and certainly look ahead to Tuesday's All-Star game. Nomar called the Home Run Derby in ESPN 3D, and Bobby called it for ESPN minus the glasses. So we're going to let you two kind of carry us through this. Give us your perspective as you describe the action. And early on, after Crucky on SportsCenter had picked Chris Young, that didn't work. Bobby picked Corey Hart, looked like a great pick in the first round, and Nomar picked Ortiz, which ended up being the best pick. Why'd you pick Corey, and what was he doing that had you picking him?
Well, he came out into this home run hitting contest just the way he left off the regular season with a big blast. He was hitting them to all fields. He had a great swing. I thought he was going to win this thing. I guess everyone did after the first round. He went in, got in the deep freeze. He didn't get cold. He went into the deep freeze and came out and put up a goose egg. But his power was terrific in the first round, and people around the country now know who Corey Hart is.
I mean, when I watched him in that first round, I just was so impressed of him driving the ball to center field and hitting them deep into center field, and also going to the opposite field. And that just shows, we talk about hitting, we're like opposite field pop, especially when you're taking batting practice like that. It was quite impressive.
Ryan Braun, his teammate, impressed. Nick Swisher's slow start. A-Rod was in on the action.
Fun up there, right? Well, I said this is my prediction. If he goes over and rolls over in the first 3 swings, he might have an offer. But if he goes and has 2 or 3 home runs early on, we may have a new home run champion.
Well, he's in a groove. That's plus. A-Rod sitting next to you auditioning. He was pretty accurate. He didn't exactly roll him over, but he didn't go very far either. He only had 4.
Well, he swung and missed at the first one. I guess it was a foul back to the catcher.
He didn't want to roll over.
He didn't want to roll over.
Just foul one back.
Matt Holliday, 3 feet shy of 500 feet. A couple of years ago, Holliday finished 3rd in this event.
That's hard to do. Not hit one that far, but to actually foul tip a BP pitch.
Yeah.
It's really difficult.
You're stuck on the Swisher, fouling one off.
Yeah, it's amazing. Only him, though, right?
I love him. Holliday finishes with 5. Would it be enough to advance? David Ortiz on Baseball Tonight.
Coming into tonight. I think I'm gonna hit it over the rock right there. I think I have a little bit of power to go over that. Coming into tonight.
Nobody embraced the event like Ortiz did. He had Tony Pena throwing the Dominican Republic connection. He said over the rocks. He almost like he conserved some of that energy.
He talked about that. He says, you know, he's been there before. So he's like, let me conserve, let me just pace myself. And I can't believe he was pacing himself with the display he put on today.
A lot of people remember Josh Hamilton hitting 28 in the first round. We didn't have anything like that. This was more of a consistent performance through 3 rounds. Look at his son getting into the act.
Angelo over there, he's just excited. He's cheering on. Big Poppy, the real Big Poppy for him. He's just having a great time.
Do enough. He finished the round with 8. Hanley Ramirez put on a great show, didn't he?
He really did. And I tell you the impressive thing about he and Miguel Cabrera, they hit balls to center like Nomar said about Corey Hart. They hit the ball the other way like left-handed power hitters. I mean, they hit some absolute bombs.
Hanley fires a laser into the bullpen in left, and then his 8th. This one measured 455 feet. He finished with 9 in the first round. And obviously you got 8. You're going to cut it in half to get to 4 after round 1. Back to Miguel Cabrera, who was the cleanup hitter, the 8th guy in all this. Right off the bat, he got a wow from Ortiz.
Driving it to center field like that. Just hitting it off the batters. Halfway up. No one does that.
BP, when you're trying to hit home runs just to goof off, you never try to go to center the other way. Never.
476 feet on this blast from Cabrera, who's putting up MVP Triple Crown numbers in the first half.
Now he decides to pull it.
Yeah, and this would end Matt Holliday's night. He's out once Cabrera had 7 in round 1. So you look at the numbers from round 1, you think, okay, Corey Hart, awfully impressive with 13. Hanging around there, Ortiz and Cabrera with 8 and 7. Holliday, Swisher, Vernon Wells, and Chris Young. You know, thanks for participating so far. All right, so I get in hindsight, it's a lot easier to look at this, but 13 seemed like an awful lot. And when you know what he did later, it may have been too much.
Yeah, there has to be a different way to do this, because when you're leading after the first round, then you have to wait an hour and a half before you can participate in this again. I know you can go in the cage and hit, you can go do other things to stay warm, but you know, there's nothing like being in there and getting in a good rhythm. When you wait an hour and a half, like Corey Hart had to wait, it's got to be difficult to get back out and get that flow again. And he proved it.
Yeah, he did. But in round 1, 13 bombs, you had to be feeling so good about your prediction.
Well, it was a good pick, I thought, for the first round.
You won the first round.
That's right. I won the first round. I was all excited. I was giving a little nudge at Joe Morgan, and then he got cold.
Then it didn't exactly go your way.
Really cold.
All right, so maybe a lesson learned there from Corey Hart. Don't swing for the fences, and once you get to maybe an 8, 9, 10, kind of settle in and let the dust settle, and then go on to round 2, which is where we pick it up with David Ortiz. He starts things off. This goes 478 feet right off the State Farm sign out there. His 12th home run And State Farm donates over $570,000 to the Boys and Girls Club. So this was a win all around, on the field and off the field. And Big Poppy continues to just rake 464 feet, his 18th home run. He finished the first 2 rounds, combined 21 home runs.
I was just impressed with that second round. I mean, he was just launching the ball. And then there were balls that were inside on him, and he still was able to get that bat out and keep the ball fair.
I just love this guy's swing. I mean, Miguel Cabrera, if you videotape this swing, send it to every kid that plays Little League and say, here, this is not a bad way to go about your business. I mean, look, you're not going to hit it as far as them. I don't care who you are, but just a beautiful swing.
Some of those rocks have never experienced baseball.
In the second round, Miguel Cabrera hit a 480-foot right center home run, and that was the most impressive home run today of the game.
I mean, this here by Hanley, dead center. I mean, this is dead center field. And we marveled at Bo Jackson hit one off Rick Russell. Now, Rick Russell didn't throw hard, but he threw harder than this. For these guys to use it's their power hitting these balls out. It's amazing.
12 for Cabrera wasn't enough. Ortiz is delighted with Ramirez's power. There seemed to be a Ramirez-Ortiz kind of love fest going on through this thing.
Well, they are in love. Poppy is his mentor. He is truly Big Poppy to Hanley, and there was a great respect and a great affection shown by both of them during this contest.
They were both tied with 21 home runs after that round. Now it's Corey Hart. He's looking to continue where he left off. An hour and 31 minutes later, and that was your guy's point, that after 91 minutes, he was out of gas.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to sit around that long. If you decide to go inside the clubhouse, cool environment, you got to stay warm, especially for that back.
But how about a bagel? I mean, no homers. No homers.
Well, Carl, we were talking about it before. We don't know if you'd have put a fence behind the outfield or behind the infield grass right here. He might not have hit one in the second round either.
All right, here's what Corey had to say about his performance.
Yeah, I mean, try not to get too tired, but, you know, it was a pretty long break, and, you know, I wasn't able to get my body back to where, you know, I should be to hit homers again.
Meantime, it's Big Poppy and Hanley Ramirez who move on to the final round as Corey Hart finds his home run swing just disappeared. So you see the numbers there with the 2 guys that you said are kind of mirror images, or at least one guy looks up to the other, and that's David Ortiz and Hanley Ramirez. They couldn't have scripted this thing better. I think the fact that they were in the final round was a virtual success. They could have ended it right there.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like a passing of the torch thing. You know, the older guy, David Ortiz, who's done this before, to the new guy, Hanley Ramirez, who's going to be in All-Star games pretty much for the rest of his career. And it was like a passing of the torch. You know, you're the next coming of the home run hitters, the great Dominican home run hitters. So take over, young man, and let's see what you can do. But not just yet.
Were you under that impression, too, that they could have sailed off into the sunset right there?
I thought it was a love fest. It was a wonderful baseball love fest. To see Frank Robinson, to see Hank Aaron, to see Reggie Jackson staying around the entire time, giving their blessings on all of these young, fabulous young hitters was sight.
Nomar, you watch Hanley swing, though. You know Ortiz can hit home runs. This is sort of a coming out, and he's been great. This is kind of a coming out party for Ramirez.
Well, I mean, Hanley Ramirez definitely has the power, and what's so impressive is that he also can hit for average. I mean, he's got a batting title under his belt. He does it all. We talk about 5-tool players, and Hanley Ramirez is a 5-tool player, and he displayed his power today.
So Hanley and Big Poppy, they're the guys that head into the final round with a chance to be the 2010 Home Run Derby champion. How Big Poppy stayed warm, you get into that cage. There's a little son, right? Looking on right behind him.
Right behind him, giving him tips. Giving him tips,
right?
He had some great questions during the Home Run Derby, especially when he was done, like, Daddy, where are you? What position are you in? How's it going?
He wanted to win badly.
He wanted it.
And he said, I think I'm doing okay.
Right. 4th home run of the round, another bomb. This one to right center field. Hanley then goes in, and Hanley said something that was fascinating. Underneath the tunnel, he knew, just based on the sound of the crowd, that Ortiz had something good going.
They had a great feeling going the entire time. And, you know, these are wonderful swings, one from the left side and one from the right side, and a wonderful competition for baseball fans to truly appreciate, and to show the appreciation that David had for the fans is a wonderful thing to see.
And this might be a thing where other players now, they see the enthusiasm that David Ortiz, a veteran guy, took into this and says, right, you know what? maybe we should do this. Maybe it's something we should embrace.
Well, he also said, you know, anybody that thinks this is going to screw up my swing, this is what I do. I hit home runs. Not a lot of stuff that I can mess up here.
I swing for it all the time.
Right. And now with Hanley out there knowing that Ortiz had 11 in the final round, Hanley got to work. Ortiz looked a little worried, but they were giving each other advice. Take a deep breath. Let me towel you off. Speaks to the love fest that you're talking about. And the hug. And then Hanley went back to work.
Over.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, right before this round, there was a shot where you see Hanley asking, okay, how many outs do we get? And they said 10, and he just was like, another 10? Wow.
Ortiz raises the trophy. Torrey Hunter, of course, who plays for these Angels, had picked David Ortiz to win it all. He ties Bobby Abreu for 11 in the final round, most ever. And the 32 from David Ortiz, among the highest ever recorded for 3 rounds. Remember, Josh Hamilton had 28 in just 1 round, but 32 spoke to the consistency of Big Papi as he wins the 2010 State Farm Home Run Derby.
Hanley is like a son to me. He grew up with us in Boston. You know, I was all over him because I know he had a superstar talent. And definitely he's showing everyone that he's capable to do what he's doing. And I'm really happy for him, and the longest I say I'm gonna be a mentor to him. This is something that it's an honor for me to be here, to be part of Major League Baseball, to be part of those fans that support us every day. And definitely I want to come here and make sure the fans enjoy what we do, because this is something that they put a lot of attention to, and we definitely wanna put a good show for them.
Well, you can tell. I mean, if you're going to do it with a lot of gusto, and he did that. And he's done this now 4 times and improved. He had a 7th back in 04. He had a 3rd in 05. He finished 4th in 06. And he had 33 home runs in his previous 2. He has 32 in this one alone. I think it had a lot to do with his emotion. I
think it did. I think he really wanted to be here. I think he really wanted to win this thing, too. But, you know, when you watch the first round, you watch how Vernon Wells and you look at Chris Young, how they swung at everything that was thrown up there, and they didn't hit a lot of home runs. David Ortiz paced himself. He took his time. He took some breaks in between swings, and you know, he really paced himself well to hit as many home runs as he did, and that's why he won this thing.
So it is a see it, hit it hard, but there was a game plan, I think.
You have to have a program, and part of his program was having Tony Pena throw to him, knowing his pace. There wasn't a lot of rushing. He had a pace. David would step out. They would talk together, breathe together, work together, and he won because of that. But you know, I also want to mention that Miguel Cabrera and Hanley Ramirez are 2 of the finest hitters to ever play the game of baseball. They're both in their prime. They're both going to be around for a long time. They were both in this contest, and it was a sight to see.
That's good news for Florida and Detroit as well. Not sure how long Ortiz is going to be around, but he's reminded people he hasn't left yet. You know?
Well, we know his power's not gone, and everybody, especially early in the season, we're talking about, oh, has he lost it? His bat's slow and all that. I'm like, no, his bat wasn't slow. He was just barely missing the ball. He figured it out, and he's back on top, and he's definitely shown you that the power is still there. And you know what? What I really love is seeing that smile and seeing how much he enjoyed today, but he's just enjoying baseball, and that's what I love to see.
Of the last 15 home run derby champions, 12 of them have been left-handed. There were 2 lefties in the competition in 2010. Nick Swisher, who bowed out in round 1, and David Ortiz, who ended up raising the trophy and taking a bow when it was all said and done, as he wins the home run derby championship for 2010. With the Derby now in the rearview mirror, time to focus on the All-Star game. That will determine home field advantage in the World Series. Ubaldo Jimenez and David Price, your starters. The rest of the story coming up.
A real national pastime, saving money. And like baseball, people love their stats.
I started bringing my lunch to work. $50 a week in my pocket.
Here's a good one. State Farm insures 40 million drivers, more than Geico and Progressive combined.
I save because I'm accident-free.
Of course, with so many ways to save, including discounts of up to 40%, having that many customers shouldn't be a surprise. So ask a neighbor about State Farm. Then call an agent at 1-800-STATE-FARM or go online.
Signal. Airborne, beautiful, and strong. There to ensure the most powerful transmitter is you. rule the air.
For 2 million years, they have been trapped.
I'm thinking about closing the lake.
There's us and there's 20,000 kids. You do the math.
There's something in the water!
This summer, 3D
I need the National Guard.
shows its teeth. Piranha 3D. This film is not yet rated.
There are still men who honor the tradition of victory. Their obsession with winning speaks to a feral spirit most folks buried deep inside themselves long ago. These are men possessed with outrunning fear itself. Drowned so deep in fiendish speed, they sweat gasoline and spit fire. These are the dauntless hellions who've tasted the rapturous sting of smoke boiling between their teeth, thicker than chewed leather. People ask what drives these men beyond their senses. What makes them fly in the very face of reason itself? They charge into the looming infernos, just to shred the very hides off of anyone who'd question their dominion. Why would anyone choose this life of relentless flame and merciless steel? 'Cause it's racing.
Baseball Tonight, All-Star Edition, is presented by State Farm. Log on to statefarm.com/go-to-bat and let State Farm help you go to bat for your charity of choice.
Here in the City of Angels, of course, this is an American League ballpark, so the American League will have a chance to hit last if it needs to, and they have dominated regardless of where this game has been played. The last 13 All-Star games, they haven't lost any. They've won 12. There was that one tie, and statistically, they have dominated every which way, most importantly, that offense. And given the American League lineup, little challenge for Ubaldo Jimenez and the Roy Hallidays of the world and the Josh Johnsons. It's going to be Jimenez who come back to the dugout and tell those guys exactly what the American League has.
Hopefully, we put everything together and break the losing streak. So I'm just really happy, and I want to say thanks to Charlie Manor for picking me. I mean, I know he has a lot of choice. There's a lot of talent in our team, but I'm really happy, and I can't wait to be out there tomorrow for my team, representing the National League, representing my team, Colorado Rockies, representing my family and my country too. So I'm really happy. I can't wait.
This guy's 15-1. His record speaks for itself. He threw a no-hitter, and he's completed 3 ball games. And he's what I call a horse, and so is Josh Johnson. It was a tough pick, but he's the guy that I choose because, you know, ever since he came to the big leagues, he's been pitching again in the series we play the Rockies. He's always stood out, and he's definitely he was my favorite pick.
They have a whole Clydesdales. If he's a horse, they got a whole bunch of horses in that starting rotation that they can use. As far as their lineup goes, Hanley, who was incredibly impressive in the Derby, will lead things off. Don't underestimate Martin Prado. Not a lot of folks talking about Albert Pujols. Ryan Howard's going to play with some pride here and wants to deliver a National League All-Star victory. David Wright in the 5-hole, followed by Ryan Braun. Andre Ethier, who the more you see him, the more impressed you are with him. Hopefully Corey Hart has the first-round Derby swing going and not the second-round Derby swing going. And Yadier Molina is going to be behind the plate, catching the starters and probably the guys that come in the next couple of innings. For the Rays, David Price gets the call to start the All-Star game. He's really young, but he has pitched on the biggest stage and performed in the most difficult division. Now he gets the chance to face the Stars.
I've been more consistent, and I feel like that's probably the biggest key for a pitcher is to be consistent, and that's what I've worked on. That's what I've talked about. That was, one of my biggest points last year that I wanted to do this year is just be more consistent. That's what I feel like I've done.
I think this year he's really put together a combination of not only his stuff, but learning how to pitch. I mean, he's really come into his own as a pitcher.
He's a competitor, and he's obviously has great stuff, but he has the makeup at a young age to be able to come on this stage and start this game is pretty special.
Love the inverted American League lineup. Whether you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 9 through 1. Either way, it would be a daunting task for anybody to face. And you know the names, so you can see the numbers there as well. It's a frightening lineup that Joe Girardi has. This is better than his Yankee lineups, and those are good lineups.
Yeah, it's a lot better than his Yankee lineup. I mean, you talk about deep, and I wanted to hear you count 9 through 1 backwards, but apparently you did. You choked on that one. But yeah, you can do anything you want with this lineup. You can run, you can hit and run, you can actually bunt with this team, and if you need it, they'll hit a ball out of the ballpark. You know, anywhere from their third hitter through their eighth hitter, they have power in that lineup. So yeah, very deep. Joe Girardi has so many options.
Bobby V, put on your little managerial hat for a second. Your National League hasn't won in 13 games. You have Jimenez. You have Josh Johnson. You have Roy Halladay. What if you pitched them each for 2 innings, maybe 3, and not give up a run and win? Why not go with some approach like that?
Oh, I think Charlie's going to go with that approach. I think he's going to try to win this game. He's going to have guys going 2 innings. They're going to be able to be concise with their pitchings because a lot of these guys are first ball swingers. I think they're going to be trying to hit this sinker right here early in the count, because if they get 2 strikes on them, either Jimenez, Johnson, Halladay, you name it, they could put these guys away and strike them out in all-star games. They're going to be swinging early, and the National League is going to win this game by 5 or 6 runs. Wow. I really feel like that.
I get the whole exhibition thing, but you have got to go into that clubhouse and at some point realize there's 13 games that we as a league haven't won. At some point, that actually has to become a discussion.
Oh, it definitely becomes a discussion. I mean, we just saw earlier Ubaldo Jimenez mention it in his press conference. I want to go out there. We got to get things together to break the streaks. Everybody's aware of it. You're getting asked about it from the media all the time, and you're going to have that. Everybody's going to have fun. You're going to put the smiles on, and then there's going to be that point where the coach talks to you and says, "Hey, let's get it together. We're going out there, and we're going to win this thing."
And you have to listen. And you're actually like, "Wow, maybe he's right this year."
You know what? I played in 3 of them, and before every game, that was the speech.
But
we haven't won in a while. This is the year we're going to. And by the 3rd inning, we just got our rear ends kicked, and we said, well, maybe not. We'll get them next year. It was awful.
So now it's 14. Maybe the next time we'll do it.
I think the National League lineup's better than the American League lineup. I mean, I'm just saying that from this little seat over here. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
You could go 987-654-321.
That a boy, Sparky.
Yep.
You can do it.
Thank you very much. This guy will be playing for not the National League. He hits for the American League. Will he be watching balls fly out? Will Bobby's little chair not produce an accurate statement? The images of the first half when we come back.
Music is my time machine, so call me.
When Bella chooses, she doesn't get another chance, but you do. With the BK Eclipse game, collect the game pieces and keep track online. You can win a new Volvo, a Sharp TV and Blu-ray disc player, even $100 grand. Available with any BK value meal. Start collecting today.
Well, I got the course designs from a very reliable source. Otherwise, I wouldn't believe it either, trust me. Now, you've seen these rally cars in the middle of nowhere, but in an urban setting, no way. Putting this in metropolitan Los Angeles is crazy. I mean, I've taken the liberty of rendering it all out here. Let's just say I would not want to be that guy.
Nobody sees X before it happens at X. X Games 16 starts July 29th on ESPN. Presented by Mobile One.
Start your engine.
Like a blast of hydration to your face. New Schick Hydro. With water-activated gel that hydrates your skin as you shave and lasts up to twice as long as ordinary strips. While 5 blades with skin guards smooth the skin to reduce irritation. It's the best shave for your skin. The new Schick Hydro. Free your skin.
It's a tough choice, Edward or Jacob. But pick the right side of the BK Clips game and you can win tasty food, a new Volvo, $100 grand, or tons of other prizes. Every game piece has a chance to win. Available with any BK value meal. Start playing today.
If you're no longer among the living and still hanging around,
you're not the boss here anymore.
Prepare to be hunted.
Let's do this.
The original Ghost Hunters are back with new investigations.
You may have caught something right there.
Oh my God. Ghost Hunters, a sci-fi original series. All new every Wednesday at 9, only on Sci-Fi. Imagine greater.
Employees everywhere are sending out an SOS. Who can help put their retirement plan back on solid ground, protect their savings, and guarantee their income throughout retirement? As a leader in your company, who can you call to help get retirement right? Who? Pru. For solutions that redefine retirement, Prudential is the rock you can rely on.
You're watching Baseball Tonight, All-Star Edition, presented by State Farm.
A reminder, folks, we're in Anaheim in Los Angeles live Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll hand out the awards that you helped create, the ESPY. Seth Meyers from Saturday Night Live will be the host. That's Wednesday, July 14th at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN HD. So David Ortiz ends up winning the 2010 Home Run Derby. One of the great DHs in the game today, but will not be in the starting lineup for the American League. That would fall on the shoulders of the great Vlad Guerrero, having a huge comeback year, this time in Texas. He, of course, called Anaheim home. Not far from here in Oakland, one of the scenes from the first half was the Dallas-Braden perfect game, and that, of course, involved Alex Rodriguez kind of cruising across his mound. It led to the get off of my mound versus the get off of my cloud stuff. And Braden, with that perfect game, not part of this year's All-Star game, but he certainly has been part of some of the images that people will remember from the first half of the 2010 season.
Of the United States.
Through the legs. We got the play of the year on opening day.
Saltalamacchia! Welcome to 2010! Rookie catch lightning in the bottle. Set fire to water. Coming out the nozzle on the fire hose. Quiet and swatter.
This is the moment you've been waiting for all your life.
Hey, it's a deep drive to right. Way back. Welcome to the big leagues, Jason Hayward. 14 strikeouts. Unbelievable.
Cinderella Man. Cinderella Man.
It's a no-hitter. First time in Rockies history. What a night for Ubaldo Jimenez.
Cinderella Man. Cinderella Man. Cinderella Man. Cinderella Man. There's a storm coming that the weatherman couldn't predict. I start the ball. You better flee, cause I get tick. It's a wrap. I was down. When I was down, I was kicked. I got up. I'm back to punch it to the ground. You trick. It's a trap. My last CD that's in my trash. I be if another rapper gets in my I hit the gas and I spit every rap as if it's
Ortiz is gone. Does he not know? Wondering why he's still standing in the dugout.
This game is over. Where is everybody? Silent treatment. Never seen that one before.
Millage hammers one to left. It is off the top of the wall. Millage thought it was gone.
Nobody wants the grab and miss. He just made SportsCenter for the next 3 years.
Wildlife here at Target Field.
So pass your eyelashes and keep winking and blowing kisses cause you're flirting with death. I'm destroying your livelihood, I ain't just hurting your rep. I catch a flow and get going, the remorse I'm showing, they slowing for knowing there's nothing you can do about it.
We just had an earthquake, boys. Feel it? We're shaking.
Go to second, out at second, the one doesn't count. The Angels win it.
It's a home! It's a grand slam and the Braves win it!
He thought he caught it.
Shoot. Oh, heck.
Zeroing on my target like a marksman. The target is you. I shut your lane down. Took your spot, parked in it too. Arsenic flow, lighter fluid, saliva. What can you do? Go get your crew to hype you up. Stand behind you like, woo! That boy's hot enough to melt hell.
Throw it first. He did it. He did it. Dallas Braden just thrown a perfect game.
You know, there's days where things just kind of click and things happen.
Swinging a ground ball left side. Castro's got it. Spins. Throws. He got him. A perfect game for Roy Halladay.
He makes the catch. Oh, Jackson.
26 up, 26 down. Ground ball, right side. Galarraga covers. He's out. No, he's safe.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness, Jim Joyce. No.
A perfect game taken away.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Catch a lightning, he's still
It's gone! A walk-off home run!
Rewound the future to the
3-run home run, his very first at bat.
The ball hit deep. Stretch.
Jody Garrett just hit for the cycle in Phoenix, Arizona.
I didn't come to bore you with the Cinderella story.
It is gone! A grand slam on the first pitch that he sees in the major leagues. Oh my goodness! The Phillies have won it again. Third straight walk-off win in extra innings.
Sarada, coup de grace, raise them high in the sky. Keep them up, time to bring the place alive. Music is my time machine, so call me.
Kind of remarkable. You think about Ken Griffey, he's kind of gone silent. One of the greatest players ever, just walks away and no one ever hears from him again. And you look at the parity in baseball. It has finally arrived, it appears. There's not a team that has a division lead greater than 5 games. That hasn't happened in almost 40 years, which is a remarkable statistic. So as we look ahead to the second half, give me the storyline that you're kind of most intrigued by.
Well, I think you have to look at the Boston Red Sox. Even though they're in third place going into the All-Star break, I think when they get all their players back healthy, Pedroia, Victor Martinez, Jacoby Ellsbury, Josh Beckett, I think when all these guys come back, Clay Buchholz, when these guys come back healthy, now they're going to be rested. They're going to be ready to go. And Nomar and Bobby can tell you, a long season, your hands get tired, your legs get tired, and you just battle through the second half. These guys are going to be fresh going into the last couple months of the season, and that could be the difference in this division.
Yeah, I know you don't like the scheduled days off, but the unscheduled injuries could pay great dividends in August and September.
I think that's true. With the Red Sox, that's a situation. And with the Braves, it could also be a situation. When the season began, I looked forward to, with the anticipation to what kind of impact Jason Hayward would have on a lousy Atlanta Braves team. Now he's coming back to a first-place Atlanta Braves team after taking 3 weeks off on the disabled list. I'm very interested to see what kind of impact he makes on that National League East division race.
We saw a bunch of walk-offs. The Rockies had a fascinating streak. The Phillies recently, of course. And then you have to think about comebacks, not only by the Braves, but a team in the American League that roared back from behind.
Yeah, when you look at the AL Central and you look at the Chicago White Sox being down 9.5 games a month ago, and now they're a half game up going into the All-Star break in first place. And to me, I just think that's fascinating what Ozzie Gann has done with this team. They've turned it around. Everyone was ready to say, let's just sell this team, get rid of everybody, get rid of the manager, and they've really just done something. And for me, the most intriguing thing about that is it tells the rest of the league and fans alike that if your team think your team's out of it, Give it a month, 9.5, you can still be right in this race.
And also what it tells you, too, you know how aggressive Kenny Williams is, that now that they're in first place, they might go out and get something that they desperately need and try to run away with this thing.
Well, we said Minnesota's got to do something. Haven't really done anything yet. The Rays, wonder if they have to do something. There's going to be a new manager, it appears, in Baltimore. Our friend Buck Showalter looks like he's in line to get that job. And I'm really fascinated by this whole Reds-Cardinals race. Cincinnati has proven itself to be legitimate, and they're getting Volquez back. What do the Cardinals have to do to overtake this red machine?
They have to hit the way they were programmed to hit, and they also have to get a better end of their game in their bullpen. I'm not sure that the Cardinals are up to snuff unless Albert just puts them on his shoulders and takes them to the finish line.
You could make the case the Reds are a better team than the Cardinals.
Well, they played better this first half, no doubt. Defensively, they've hit better, and they played more like a team than the Cardinals have.
Oh, they were great races. The NL West race is outstanding, the way the Padres have been. Here come the Dodgers. The Rockies are on the come as well. And the Giants have actually gotten a lot of runs here in the week leading up to the All-Star break. We'll come back. Second half now in the books. The Home Run Derby also in the books. It was a left-hander who walked away the victor, but it was an impressive show for young and old alike. Kaboom when it was all said and done. Ahead of us, home runs. Tim Salmon, the all-time Angels home run guy with 299, and yet there were two that changed the lives of two people more than any other.
A real national pastime, saving money. And like baseball, people love their stats.
I started bringing my lunch to work. $50 a week in my pocket.
Here's a good one. State Farm insures 40 million drivers, more than Geico and Progressive combined.
I save because I'm accident-free.
Of course, with so many ways to save, including discounts of up to 40%, having that many customers shouldn't be a surprise. So ask a neighbor about State Farm. Then call an agent at 1-800-STATE-FARM or go online.
Our Tuesdays are crazy, so we rely on Pizza Hut's Tuscany pasta.
Only on Tuesday, any family-sized Tuscany pasta is just $10. That's over 3 pounds of lasagna, chicken Alfredo, or medium marinara for $10. Only on Tuesdays and only at your Pizza Hut.
Do you know what's amazing? The new Olympus pen. What makes it so amazing isn't the fact that it's as powerful as a professional digital camera and as simple as a point and shoot. Or that it has interchangeable lenses and art filters that make it easy to get creative. The most amazing thing about the new Olympus pen is that this commercial was shot with one.
And cut.
Pro quality, point and shoot simplicity, HD video, all in one. The Olympus pen. Look what you can do.
Played on anything less than the most beautiful grass you've ever seen? Neither can we. Scott's, official lawn care company of Major League Baseball.
Right now, all over the country, Discover customers are getting 5% cash back bonus at the pump. And at many of the places their summer plans take them. It pays to get more. It pays to Discover.
In baseball, fireballers become great legends. Pitchers who light up the crowd and the radar gun. Now, rookie Steven Strasburg has ignited the return of precision and power, sparking a fever pitch wherever he goes.
There's a mystique about the flamethrower.
And whenever he throws.
Steven Strasburg, 14 strikeouts, including 7 in a row.
This is beyond heat. This is beyond baseball.
The Open Championship begins Thursday at 4 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
You're watching Baseball Tonight, All-Star Edition, presented by State Farm.
Well, the last 4 All-Star games have all been decided by 1 run. That was exactly the case the last time that the All-Star game was played here, or I should say the first time the All-Star game was played here in 1969. It took a 15th inning home run off the bat of Tony Perez. And that allowed the National League to win the game by a score of 2-1. He was named the MVP. The second time that the All-Star game was played here in Anaheim, there was also a significant home run, but it didn't come in the 15th inning. It came in the first inning. And that was when Bo Jackson stepped up to the plate, wearing the Royals uniform and number 16, took one deep, and he went to straightaway center field. And that was good enough for an American League advantage, and the American League won that game in 1989 by a final score of 5-3. Two significant home runs, both different times of the game, but again, significant. And it is amazing the impact that home runs can have, not only on teams or franchises, but the individuals involved. Certainly you think about Bobby Thompson. Crucky, unfortunately, thinks of Joe Carter. But here in Anaheim, there have been two very significant shots that have had very different impacts. Some for the better, and some, as Tim Kirkchen reports, for the worse.
Two home runs hit in the same ballpark, 16 years apart, provide two distinct points in the history of the Angels. One symbolized 41 years of frustration, the other established a history of winning. First, the bad. On October 12th, 1986, in Game 5 of the American League Championship Series at then Anaheim Stadium, the then California Angels led the Red Sox 3-1 and took a 5-2 lead to the ninth inning. But with the score 5-4, 2 outs and 1 runner on, David Henderson hit a 2-run homer off Angels closer Donnie Moore to give the Red Sox the lead.
To left field and deep and down he goes back and it's gone! Unbelievable!
Henderson had not hit a home run in 71 at-bats that season with 2 outs and runners on base, but he did this time. It would be his only hit of the series. The Angels tied it in the 9th, but lost the game in the 11th, then went to Boston and lost the next 2, preventing the Angels their first trip ever to the World Series, as well as the first trip for Angels manager Gene Mauch. He would never go to the World Series in 26 years as a manager. Less than 3 years after Game 5, Moore, deeply troubled in many ways, killed himself. Another unspeakable tragedy for a franchise that had had far more than its share, including the slaying of Star Angels outfielder Lyman Bostock, age 27, in 1978. But 41 years of heartbreak and heartache ended in 2002 when the Angels won their first and still only World Series. In Game 6 of the World Series at Angels Stadium of Anaheim, the Angels trailed the Giants in the series 3-2 and trailed 5-0 with 1 out in the 7th inning. But Scott Spiezio, on a 3-2 pitch, on the 8th pitch of the at-bat against reliever Felix Rodriguez, hit a 3-run home run into the right field seats. That made it 5-3. The Angels scored 3 in the 8th to win the game 6-5, becoming the only team in history to win a postseason elimination game that had trailed by 5 runs. The Angels won the next day to win the World Series. That series, that home run by Spiezio, began what has been 8 terrific years for the Angels, the best stretch in club history. 2 home runs, same ballpark, 16 years apart. In different ways, both were unforgettable.
Hi, Tim. Thank you very much. Obviously an emotional piece, and I believe I said Tony Perez's home run came in 69. It was actually 67 here in Anaheim. But when you look at the impact, and I know you lived through one in 93, and it was a moment that Carter never forgets, and obviously Mitch Williams, who we see all the time now, he seems to have kind of compartmentalized that a little bit.
Yeah, he's gotten over it. You know, he had death threats and the whole deal from people in Philadelphia, and you know, but he's one of those guys that, you know, he's a typical closer. It rolled off his back, and he's fine with everything now, and he's actually very much beloved in the city of Philadelphia.
I thought Piazza had one of the most significant home runs that I remember, and that was coming back right after 9/11. That was a game you were a part of, and for all the reasons, it just kind of sticks there.
It sticks. It's one of those baseball fans in New York will say, I remember where I was, or everyone will claim to be at that game, which they weren't, but it was a full house, very memorable, and home runs that stick are home runs that are very memorable.
Yeah, and then those two, and obviously that Moore home run, and you've hit a bunch of home runs in your career. Are there some that people you think in the stands kind of connect to?
Definitely. There's a lot of home runs, and because they, like Bobby said, there's where were you when that home run happened, and they're special. And I think that's what's great about this game is baseball can connect that where when you have the great home runs, the great times like that, even the tragedies, unfortunately, you bring up. But there is a connection with home runs.
2008, a lot of people will remember what Josh Hamilton did. That was at Yankee Stadium, hitting those 28 home runs in the first round of the Home Run Derby. In 2010, whether you be a son, a daughter, a niece, a nephew, a cousin, if your father or uncle were hitting home runs in the Home Run Derby, or if you were a fan of the guy that won it, it's one of those nights that you will never forget. If you like baseball memorabilia, wait till you hear what we have coming up when we come back.
Wow, this is unbelievable. I want to keep it. Can I keep it?
With Denny's new $2, $4, $6, $8 value menu, you can get 16 different wallet-pleasing meals for $2, $4, $6, and $8 all day, every day. And now you can choose from 3 new sizzling skillets starting at just $3.99.
At Exxon and Mobil, we're always working to engineer smart gasoline that helps your engine run more smoothly and leave cleaner emissions. So we started at the molecular level to create gasoline that helps remove deposits and cleans up intake valves. It's just one more way we make gasoline work harder for you. Exxon and Mobil.
It started with 2 simple words, and now it's time to join in. Announcing the Claim Your Mazda Summer Sales Event. Enjoy the high resale value of Mazda 3, Mazda 6, the driver's alternative to Camry, or the 7-passenger Mazda CX-9. All available with 0% APR financing for 60 months, plus no monthly payments until October 2010. So why compromise? Hurry in and claim your Mazda today.
Hairstyles come and go. But to get the most out of every style, you need hair that's full and thick. Head & Shoulders Hair Endurance for Men is designed to help restore your scalp's health for hair that's fuller and thicker looking, guaranteed.
Can't believe they left him in, right?
Totally.
Wow, this is turning into a classic on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball.
Maybe it started on the farm with your first ball and glove. Or maybe when you and your dad first played catch in the backyard. Or when he showed you how to throw that curveball. Sure, there were challenges, but we remember the good times, the friendships, the time with Dad, and that first trip to modern Woodman Park. The bluest sky, the greenest grass, and the coolest fireworks ever. And that's when you really become a bandit. River Bandits Baseball. Pass it on.
In the Hall of Financial Triumph, the RIA Federal Credit Union story begins in 1935.
These champions battle the dark forces of finance. RIA becomes known as the Fed. Members gain amazing financial powers. Auto loans, home equity, smart checking, online banking. Join the legion seeking RIA Federal Credit Union in our Diamond Year. Register to win thousands in diamond jewelry as RIA Federal Credit Union defeats the dark forces of finance again.
All right, so you like golf and you want to get up and watch Tiger Woods' first round at the British Open, you can do that by setting your alarm. Our coverage on ESPN begins at 4 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday. That's 1 a.m. out here. So you roll in from a late night in California, and you'll be able to watch live golf from Britain. It's on from 4 a.m. to 3 o'clock Eastern time. All 4 rounds can be seen live. Tuesday here at the All-Star Game in Anaheim, one of the Hunt auctions will take place, the famous auctions of sports items, and you can also join online at www.huntauctions.com. Among the items, some valued over $250,000, a Honus Wagner 1909 proof strip card. That's valued at over $250,000. Then there are some famous bats, other gloves as well. Tim Kirkshin, our noted historian, had a chance to get some of these in his hand before the Home Run Derby, toured the ballpark with him.
David, this is Jackie Robinson's bat. Would you take it and take a look at it and tell me what it looks like, what it feels like, and what it feels like to hold his bat?
I tell you what, man, It's an honor for me to be holding one of the Jackie Robinson game use. I think it's great, man. It's totally different to the bat that we use in today's days, you know what I'm saying?
In what way? Bigger handle?
Here you feel the weight in the head. You got like more freedom right here in the hand, so I'm pretty sure that Mr. Jackie Robinson will be even better than what he was in today's days.
Vernon, this is Roberto Clemente's baseball glove that he wore winning all those Gold Gloves in right field for the Pirates. First blush, what does it look like to you? Bigger than you thought? Smaller?
It's small. I think it kind of shows how truly talented he was and gifted he was with a glove in his hand, because this is a little small for me.
Ryan, this is Mickey Mantle's bat. Now, as you grab it here, what does it feel like to you?
It feels pretty light right now. Nah, man, this is a piece of history right here. I mean, with what Mickey Mantle did in the game, it just feels naturally balanced. I've noticed like a lot of the old bats, it's just very thick handles and just balanced all the way through the bat.
This is special. This is something that not too many people get to hold history like this in their hands, and he was a special one.
Wow, this is unbelievable. I want to keep it. Can I keep it?
This is an absolute honor right here. This is awesome.
Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, as you just saw, some other incredible names and items that we ask our guys. And Bobby's a memorabilia guy with your restaurant in Stamford. But if you had a chance to get your hands on one item, whether it be in this auction or not, what would you like?
Probably Lou Gehrig's first base glove. Being a left-handed first baseman, you know, and him setting the standard of what you should do as a person and an athlete, I think that would be the biggest thing for me, just to be able to have his glove and say, you know, even though I fell dramatically short of his goals of what he stood for as a person and as a player, it's still an honor to be able, would be an honor to have something of his, because he was a great defender also.
Yeah. Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse. Is there an item that you'd like to have kind of displayed in your store if you could ever get your hands on it? And it wouldn't cost you all that.
I'm trying to finish my collection of World Series programs, and I have an extensive collection. But if I could get the 1903, if I could get the first one ever World Series program, it would make my day, and it would. If anyone wants to send it to me, they can do that. You know, it's only about $40,000. I mean, they can do that. Yeah.
There you go. $40,000. Send it to Bobby. Send it to Bobby.
How about a Nomar Garcia Parra bat?
I'd like that too.
Wouldn't you?
Also. After the World
you get
Series.
the 03.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I'm a second. I appreciate that.
And then I have a cricket uniform.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I'll send you a bat.
How about you, Nomi?
For me, well, I've had the luxury of going to Ted Williams' house quite a few times, and in his house there was a picture of a little boy kind of in the backyard in a stance, in a right-hand hitting stance, and his hands were crossed, and it was Ted Williams at 9 years old, and I would love to have that picture.
Yeah, the same way you wish you could almost freeze that D'Angelo Ortiz shot when his dad is up there and he's imitating that swing. That would be a neat picture. I'm sure his dad would love to have that picture as well. So history again Tuesday, one of the Hunt auctions here, and you can join it at home. And there's that shot of D'Angelo Ortiz. You could freeze that, post that on the wall for a long, long time in the Ortiz household. It was a day and night to celebrate for Big Papi as he gets embraced by Torrey Hunter. Hunter had picked Ortiz to win it all. We'll come back on this edition of Baseball Tonight, putting it all to bed and looking forward to Tuesday one more time.
This is State Farm Pocket Agent Larissa Barano.
And I'm Actual Agent Larissa Barano.
Larissa can tell you how you can get discounts of up to 40%.
But so can your neighbors.
They can also tell you how State Farm's new Pocket Agent iPhone app can help you manage your account, find the nearest gas station, or even
help you call a tow truck.
And those are just a few of the perks experienced by the 40 million drivers insured by State Farm.
So talk to your neighbors, then call a State Farm agent like me.
It's a nice picture.
Thank you.
Hey, what's going on, sweetie?
Hey, you got a minute?
Yeah.
Are you alone?
Yeah.
Well, you know that thing we've been working on for a while now?
No way. Really?
Yes.
Really?
You're gonna be a dad.
Super cuddly, super cute, super agents unleashed in 3D.
I love being a spy dog.
On July 30th.
Cats and dogs working together. I preferred it when we all hated each other. Real professional.
They're all for one.
Let's do this.
and one for all. How you doing, big shot?
Good. No, not good. But
Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore. Rated PG. Starts July 30th.
If you live for performance, upgrade to Castrol Edge Advanced Synthetic Oil. With 8 times better wear protection than Mobil 1, Castrol Edge, it's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Thanks for helping out, Reggie. So what do we have in the gift bag this year? A plant with dreadlocks?
Reggae Bush.
Get out.
The ESPYs, live Wednesday at 9 p.m. on ESPN.
Baseball Tonight, All-Star Edition, is presented by State Farm. Log on to statefarm.com/go-to-bat and let State Farm help you go to bat for your charity of choice.
David Ortiz wins the Derby, one of the great moments that occurred on Monday right here on this field. And there were others, including one that I think is going to be in our collective memory bank for a long, long time. Happened on Baseball Tonight.
I hear him now. Torrey Hunter, he's the man. Yes, he can. In the field or at the plate. He's great. Come on. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's it. I hear him now.
What a rhyme, man. I tell you, Bobby V, something about him. He loves Torrey T.
Yeah. There's something about him. No doubt. That was terrific, Bob. That was super. How do you, now that you've seen it again, how do you feel about your particular performance?
Why did you do that to me? It's late at night.
No.
I've got to go to sleep thinking about that now.
We didn't do that to you. You did that to yourself.
It was spontaneous. It just came.
We have to try to go to sleep, too.
How are we ever going to sleep again?
Because you had been very quiet during the Torrey Hunter interview, and now we know why. You were thinking about the lyrics to the rap song.
I was thinking about it. Well, what do you think? I just made
No,
it
I
up.
know you didn't, but I noticed
was
that you
thinking
hadn't.
about it.
I said, geez, he didn't ask a question.
And it worked.
Yeah.
That we were rapping together before that.
No, I saw you guys. No, I know. And I had asked you to do it, and you kind of tabled it, but then you brought it back later. We have an All-Star game Tuesday to play. Before we get to who these guys think might be the MVP, this note for David Ortiz fans: win the home run derby and then hit a home run in the All-Star game. Cal won the MVP by doing that in 1991. That's kind of a similar trend. Frank Thomas won the home run derby in the 95 All-Star game, went yard. And then Garrett Anderson, who is second on the all-time list for Angel home runs, he hit a home run and won the MVP during the game, and also was your home run derby winner. So David Ortiz, if he goes deep, might win the MVP. Who's going to be the MVP of the 2010 All-Star game?
Torrey Hunter should for having to listen to that mess, but I'm going with Miguel Cabrera. And here's how it's going to play out. First inning, Ichiro's going to find a way to get on base like he always does. Jeter going to first and third him. Miggy's going to hit a double in the gap, score 2 runs. American League's going to win by 2. Miggy, MVP.
Cabrera.
I mentioned some elite right-handed hitters, Hanley Ramirez and Miguel Cabrera. If they want to be number 1, they have to get behind Albert Pujols. He's going to be the guy shining tomorrow, winning the MVP.
Albert, kind of quiet.
I like to go with David Wright. I mean, he's been an RBI machine in the first half, and hitting in that 5th spot with all those great guys in front of him, I think he's going to get guys in scoring position to knock them in.
Joey Votto nearly snubbed. This is the time for Joey Votto to shine. He's been doing it all year. Get him on this stage and watch him go deep. That'll do it for this edition of Baseball Tonight, Home Run Derby style with Nomar, Bobby V, John Kruk. I'm Carl Ravitch. See you Tuesday, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. But now, one last look at the Home Run Derby.
Guess what time it is? Home run o'clock.
Oh, this one is way back. This one is on its way to San Juan Capistrano. It ain't down, I've been lost, but now I'm found. I need to live in full show. If you got another seat on the bus, would you let me? Here's another one. Back it goes, way back. It's back, 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 gone. If you wish me, see you do
2010 State Farm Home Run Derby.
And this is in the O-Zone.
The Ortiz Zone. This is SportsCenter.
Everybody was digging the long ball Monday night. See how the home run derby was won in Anaheim. And going, gone. Wait till you see the most unforgettable blasts of the first half. The lineups are locked and loaded for Tuesday. Which league has the edge to win World Series home field advantage? And why?
I'm going to blitz this guy. Then you get in the game and you see these big receivers. Let's see what you got, man.
Jon Gruden on campus and fired up. See how the Super Bowl winning coach turned some high school coaches into students. And the Cavaliers were fine as we sit down with Miami's Big Three with the onslaught from critics coming fast and furious. The Heat fire back on SportsCenter. You know, Verrett's still paying for that camera.
Don't worry, I got this.
Hello and welcome to Sports Center with Robert Flores. I'm Steve Levy. No all-star break for baseball's biggest free swingers. Anaheim, the site of the State Farm Home Run Derby, and there's no chance Miguel Cabrera wins. You see, since the individual competition began in 1995, no player who entered the competition with the most home runs has taken home the title. Strange, but true.
Now, Cabrera has 22 homers, and here's another stat that goes against the right-handed slugger. 4 of the last 5 winners have been left-handed, like me. Leaves, you see how menacing I look with the bat in my hand?
Yes. You look like you were ready to lay a bunt down.
State Farm Home Run Derby from the Big A. 8 players in the opening round. Corey Hart had the best of the lot. Sitting at 5, check out number 6. A little Ray Guy style. Hangs in the air for almost 7 seconds. Even his son is like, wow. And here's Boomer with the call.
Oh, this one is way back. This one is on its way to San Juan Capistrano.
Since May 18th, Corey Hart has the most homers in baseball, and he certainly found a groove. Making his second All-Star appearance, his first appearance in the Home Run Derby, he was crushing one to left field again, another one, this one over the bullpen. The 12th homer measuring at 453. He finished with 13 in the first round, tied for the 6th most in a single round since 1995. And to make matters even more impressive, the last 5 taters that Hart hit of the first round each went 450 feet plus. Look at the extension, the follow-through.
Looks like your swing right there.
It does. By the way, that bat was heavy. Nick Swisher checking in with 15 homers on the season. Here's A-Rod on Swisher.
This is my prediction. If he goes over and rolls over in the first 3 swings, he might have an offer. But if he goes and has 2 or 3 home runs early on, we may have a new home run champion.
Well, he didn't end up with an offer. As you see right there, nice little home run swing there for Nick Swisher. And is Nick Swisher going to have to hit a pitch? That one is launched to right field. Nick Swisher, an all-star, finished with 4 homers in the opening round. Matt Holliday, he didn't hit a whole lot of homers, but he got a lot of bang for his buck. Already sitting on 9 outs. You get 10 before your turn is up. And look at this moonshot here. Later, after another home run, that one is crushed down the left field line. Albert Pujols, no stranger to these competition. His current teammate likes it. Holliday's home run, 497 feet. The longest homer in the 2010 Derby, but he finished with just 5. Now, David Ortiz, 18 homers on the season for the Red Sox. It's Yankees and Red Sox teaming up together. Yankee bench coach Tony Pena throwing the pitches to Big Papi. There's Ortiz home run, number 7 for his first round. Next swing, that is crushed. And check out as his son, Little Papi, imitates Big Pop. Ortiz finished with 8 home runs. Now, Hanley Ramirez, 13 homers for the Marlins. Will Ferrell doing some guest commentary.
I think he needs to swing harder. Guess what time it is? Home run o'clock. Holy Toledo, man! If that ball wasn't hit hard, I'm Santa Claus. Jody Davis.
You kidding me?
With a shot.
The always funny Will Ferrell. Whammy! Ramirez finished with 9 home runs. All right, the aforementioned Miguel Cabrera having an MVP-type season thus far, 22 homers. This one goes 476 feet. Cabrera lands one in the tarp. That's Bo Jackson territory. Remember hitting one in the 1989 All-Star game here at the Big A. And then later, off the rocks, 476 feet worth of thunder. Cabrera finished with 7 homers in the first round. So here's where we stood after round 1. Corey Hart never surrendered, leading the pack with 13. Hanley Ramirez, David Ortiz, Miguel Cabrera also advanced. Everyone else, they gone.
All right, through the drama building as we advance on to the second round of the State Farm Home Run Derby. David Ortiz leading off the second round. He starts out with 8 jacks with 1 out. Ortiz hits his 4th of the round. That's 12 total. Ortiz with 2 outs moves into the lead with 15 home runs on that blast to right. Ortiz up to 6 outs and this moonshot to right for his 18th home run of the contest. Well, the pitching must just be awful in this thing. Look at these home runs. 8 outs, Ortiz rope over the fence, 13th of the round, 21 homers through 2 rounds. Miguel Cabrera enters the second round with 7 home runs, 5 outs. Here's Cabrera. Shot to center. I almost said deep shot to center, but you know what, Robert? They're all deep at this point. 12th of the contest, Cabrera. How about the full extension on that swing? I told you he can't win. The stats say he can't win. Hanley Ramirez came into the second round with 9 home runs. Here's Boomer.
Wow. This one is pulverized to left center field. Way back and gone.
7 outs. Ramirez now a frozen rope down the left field line. How about the grab by the fan? He's fired up about it. 17th of the contest for Hanley. 9 outs. Ramirez a high blast down the line. Fair ball. 10th of the round. 19th of the contest. Very next swing. This to left center. 20th of the deal. One more will guarantee Ramirez at least a swing off against Big Papi. And his next swing deep to left. Big Papi knows it's gone. 21st homer of the contest. That would be all for Ramirez for now.